Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are here 6 minutes late, but we are here nonetheless. PCL season 3. I'm in an unfamiliar seat right now. I'm in the host seat. The two-time champion has retired and he's brought himself to the commentary booth. But we are here to bring you some excellent debate contests. It's a new format. It's a King of the Court format. If you are unfamiliar with that, we've done something like this before. But I'm going to run down the rules and then introduce our team captains before we get started. This is just going to be 2 1-minute rounds. The questions are going to be on the spot. No one has been able to get any notes, no preparation. I will decide the questions on the spot, and everyone has 1 minute to get their points off. And our illustrious judges will be deciding the winners. And it's first to 11 points wins amongst the teams. We do have both our captains here, Ox and Chill. I'm going to go with Ox first. How are you feeling? Are you feeling confident?
Oh, you know me. I'm always good. I'm ready to rumble. This what I'm here for.
Chill.
Ox, this isn't a chair that I'm sitting in. I'm still in my stance, just so you know. This is not a chair that I'm sitting in. I'm in my stance right now. So,
No doubt.
Okay, we've got some confidence.
You better close out with your hands up. We shooting right over the top of that.
We do have some confidence, but I will announce now, Chill will not be going first for his team. It will, in fact, be Dion from Ohio against Ox. So maybe Chill's being strategic. Maybe he's afraid of Ox. I don't know. No one knows. But we will have Dion up here in just a sec to go against Ox for the first round. It is first to 11. If you do win 3 straight, we'll see if anyone's able to rattle off 3 straight. That is the maximum. You will then be moved to the back of the line. Everyone will have their chance to debate. It's first to 11 points. Winner stays on. 1 minute rounds each. Is everyone ready?
Get him, Dion. Get him.
I am ready, Morris.
Get him.
I am ready.
Let's get Dion up here and let's get started.
Hold on, let's switch that.
Dion, hello.
Yo, what's good? Yo, what's good?
Welcome, Dion. Good luck. Best of luck to you.
Appreciate
You will be going first. So the question I have for you, we will have a minute timer. And I'm just letting everyone know you do have a minute, but if you are in the middle of your sentence, I will let you finish the sentence at my discretion. So if you go for another 15 seconds, I will stop you, but I will let you finish your final thoughts. So I'm just letting everyone know that from the beginning. The question I have, this is the first question. Who is the greatest Laker of all time? Dion, the time starts when you do.
For me personally, I'm gonna go with Kobe Bryant. I just think because he had the most seasons played with them, 20 seasons overall. 5 championships. He had a three-peat, something Magic couldn't do. Magic never three-peated. And I think Kobe Bryant, kept his career, pretty consistent throughout. Even the beginning after 2001, 2002, 2003 with the Lakers, with Shaq, he still, hold his weight. I just think Kobe Bryant just overall for LA, embodies everything for them, when it comes for the characteristics, showing how LA, is a place that no matter if they go down, they'll still come back up, and I just feel like Kobe Bryant is just that guy, for the franchise. Even Magic Johnson himself said that Kobe Bryant's the guy, for LA, and then the championships, how long he played, the all NBAs, just the overall collective. Yeah, I have Kobe Bryant for sure.
Ox, the minute is now on you. Your time will start when you do.
Okay, let's get it, Morris. I'm gonna go ahead and go with none other than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the best Laker of all time. I think when you have such a great career as he had in college and in Milwaukee, and be able to come in and show the young fella Magic Johnson the ropes. When you watch those Lakers teams at Showtime, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was able to switch his game up and run the floor and just adapt to the time. A lot of people think Magic was the guy that showed that did it, but it was really Kareem changing his game and being able to speed up and get up there and down the floor with the young fellas. And when you watch those games, you'll see where when things were stagnant, when Magic couldn't get it off, what they did was they put it down low to the greatest player of all time, to the GOAT, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was able to extend his career so long and just murdering on that block, being unstoppable on offense and defense. It's clearly Kareem.
That does it for round 1. Our judges will have the results shortly. We had Dion with Kobe Bryant and Ox with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Gotta be fucking with me, Ox.
Dion,
We will
you
see
threw
who
you threw a
wins.
wrench in the program, Dion. You know where I thought you was going.
Where did you think he was going, Ox?
To LeBron.
I will say I was pleasantly surprised.
Yes, sir. I rock with Kobe.
It looks like the votes are in. We do have Dion winning, which means Dion will stay on. Gifted will be up next for Team Ox. So welcome to the show, Gifted. Your team is currently down 1-0. Are you ready to try and avenge your team?
Yeah, let's get it.
Okay. This next question will be with Gifted going first because his team is down now. He will have possession. This question will be, who is the best scoring duo in the NBA currently?
Best scoring duo. Sure. Best scoring duo currently has to be Luka and Austin Reeves. The way that they have started out their season as teammates collectively, 40 points per game, damn near for Luka Doncic, and then for Austin Reeves, another guy that's been breaking people off of the dribble, showing that he can be that type of player. At least right now in the season, that duo is putting up points in many ways. Also, they both are at the top. I'm pretty sure they're both top 5 in free throws per game right now in the early season. I think that the way that they have been able to break down defenses, more importantly, get baskets, is better than most of the other duos in the league in terms of points per game. And when we're talking about who's the best scorers in terms of right now, in terms of efficiency and output, it has to be those two guys who play for the Los Angeles Lakers, especially Austin Reeves, who even without Luka playing, gave you 50-point performances and scored at an extremely high level. So right now in the league as it stands currently in terms of 2025, I would have to go with Luka and Austin Reeves, who play for the Lakers.
Dion, time starts when you do.
Man, I love that answer. But for me personally, man, I'm gonna have to go with Chet and SGA. I think their offensive game, their ceiling's a little bit higher. I think Chet can go out there and give you 30, 40 points as well. I think he's a better scorer than Austin Reeves, in my honest opinion. And then SGA, he's a better scorer than Luka as well. And as you see right now, their offensive rating and everything, we'll look at, statistics, they're better than the Lakers, when it comes to the offense, and SGA, I know he's willing a lot of that, on his side, it's one-sided a little bit more. But at the end of the day, man, he's getting it done. He's one of the best free throw shooters as well. And Chet's a 3-level scorer. You can get inside the paint, the mid-range area, and also the three-point line. So I'm going to definitely go with OKC. I'm going to go with SGA. SGA been a top scorer in the league for the last 5 years, and he had a better scoring season than Luka last year. And you can kind of argue he's having a better season right now. I mean, he's averaging 30 points and not even playing inside the fourth quarter. So I'm going with SGA and Chet for sure.
That does it for round 2. I will say the judges were very quick on this one. Gifted did in fact win. He has tied it up for Team Ox. We now do have Domo for Team Chill going against Gifted with Team Ox. As the score is tied, we are going to stay with Team Ox and Gifted will go first. The question I have for both of you, who is the better floor general? Steve Nash or Chris Paul? Gifted, the time starts when you do.
I think Steve Nash is the better floor overall general. He's been the Iron Man of many high-powered offensive teams. Specifically, his passing ability is extremely, extremely talented and gifted. And just the way that he's able to create his offense, being as gifted of a passer that he is, matters a ton. He's also very effective off of that. I feel like a huge part of why he's been able to rank high in terms of offenses is because of his decision-making ability. And also, he's not afraid to make high leverage choices. And I think that matters in terms of elevating what your ceiling is. Floor, he was also good, but in terms of ceiling and how effective those Suns teams were and how we know about their impact on basketball, that was a bunch of Steve Nash and him spearheading that floor where he could be a effective double-double guy on a night-in, night-out basis. So in terms of efficiency and effectiveness and just creativity, you got to go Steve Nash.
Doma, your time starts when you do.
Okay, go ahead and start the clock. Okay, cool. I didn't need a full 60 minutes to let you know how easy it is to pick Chris Paul in a situation. Chris Paul meets every standard in terms of being a floor general and a floor raiser with his playmaking and passing like a Steve Nash, but there's one key element he has that I think Steve lacks, and that's the ability to score at will when he needs to anytime. The criticism I have with Steve Nash would be the impact in scoring when we talk about raising the floor. With Chris Paul, he's working with bigs who are rim running. You have these bigs who have the specific role he can use and abuse at any time he wants to. He can play next to any player, a plug-in player to any system. He's the ultimate floor general, the ultimate on-court coach, the ultimate ball knower in terms of the rules when it comes to the game of basketball. Chris Paul is the ultimate floor raiser, floor general. Scoring has a lot to do with that. You cannot talk about this and have this conversation when it comes to scoring, when it comes to Chris Paul.
That does it. This will be a close one. We are waiting for the judges. Whoever wins this one puts their team up. It will be 2-1. Not sure who it's going to be. We are waiting on the votes. So far, votes are coming in. I'm not going to announce who may be winning, but it's quite close, it seems. It is quite close. I'll give it a little bit longer. I am also reading the live chat. I'm curious to see what people are thinking. It does look like, as these votes are coming in, it does look like Domo is winning. It does look like Domo is winning, putting Team Chill back in front, 2-1. He will now be going up against Jay from... Jay, you want to announce your podcast for the people?
FYTB, fuck is you talking about?
There you go. There you go. Okay. You are now trailing. You will go first because you are trailing. The question I have for you: who is the most underrated player in the NBA? And your time will start when you do.
I'm ready to go. The most underrated player to me is Trae Young. I think Trae Young gets a lot of disrespect across the league because, you know, he hasn't made it to the playoffs consistently. But I think when you look at Trae Young's overall game, since he came into the league as a rookie, his second season, he followed up his sophomore season averaging 30-9. Right. Then he took his team to the conference finals with absolutely no help. I think no one in the league gets less help than Trae Young and has done more than Trae Young. He has led the league in assists or been top 3 in assists since his rookie year. Right. He consistently drags bad offenses with him with over 3 coaches that no one else is doing. Right. And if you look at someone else that's been compared to Trae Young, like Devin Booker, right? Devin Booker took another top 10 MVP candidate, an all defensive first team candidate, and a DPOY finalist to the finals versus Trae Young, who took absolutely nobody. He didn't even have another 20-point scorer with him. So it was strictly Trae Young. I think no one is a better off. There's very few people, right? James Harden, Jokic, that we can name as better offensive engines. But Trae Young just decently, he consistently gets picked on.
Domo, your time will start when you do.
Got you. I'll use all 60 this time. My pick for most underrated player, in my opinion, is going to be Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves is a guy who, for his entire career, honestly, until recently, and he still doesn't get his just dues, is a guy that people overlooked, overthought, and really undervalued when it came to being a Laker and the things he was able to do. You're talking about clutch. Go look at the clutch numbers when it comes to Austin Reeves since the beginning of his tenure, getting serious minutes. No matter who's the coach been, no matter what the system was, no matter what we asked of Austin Reeves, he has been a guy who we could depend on in deep situations in the playoffs to consistently be there for us, be a scorer, be a pseudo playmaker, just be that perfect role player, that perfect next piece next to whoever the guy is that night, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, whatever that is. We've had a plethora of guys come up on that in this Lakers system throughout this LeBron era, and no one has surprised me, and no one has exceeded the expectations more than a guy like Austin Reeves. But the league continuously doubted what he could do, which is look like an all-star player like he is now.
Wow, very close. We do have Trae Young or Austin Reeves for the most underrated player in the NBA. The judges will be getting their votes in now. Jay needs this to tie it up. Domo can be the first person to actually win back-to-back. We'll see if he can go on a little OKC run. Who knows? The judges are getting into us now. First judge said this is very close. I will say that. So we will see who they end up going with. I am not trying to sway anyone, so I will remain impartial, but I think both of you guys did very well. Okay, waiting for a couple more votes. It's very close. It's currently 2-2. It looks like we are going to go with Domo back-to-back. That does make it 3-1 to Team Chill, and Domo is the first person to go back to back. Manny, are you going to be able to knock him off?
Man,
That's
you
what
already
we have
know
to
it.
find out.
You already.
Okay, he's confident. He's confident. You will be going first as Team Chill is in the lead. Your question I have for you is, who is the third best point guard of all time? Manny, your time starts when you do.
Third best point guard of all time. I'm gonna go with Isaiah Thomas, man, without a doubt. One, I ain't even gonna do the 1 and 2 thing, but I'm gonna go with Isaiah Thomas because you look at the impact he had on his team and ultimately the impact he had on the game of basketball. That whole having handle stuff started with Isaiah Thomas. It wasn't all of that flashy dribbling stuff until Isaiah Thomas came along and started dribbling on one finger, the middle finger, the pinky finger, and all of that cool stuff like that. He also made the position glamorous because he was dropping dimes left and right. He was freaking the passes left and right. And he just made that Pistons team look a lot better from a standpoint of what a true point guard is supposed to be on the team. Yeah, he never had the height like Magic, but ultimately that worked in his favor because he showed the toughness that a guard is supposed to have when he's leading a team, and he showed how one point guard on a team can really set the tone for how everyone can behave on defense and ultimately react on offense. So I'm going Isaiah Thomas, third best point guard.
Domo, your time will start when you do.
I'm glad we're talking about guys who are innovators because there's no better innovator for the point guard position than the logo, Jerry West. That is who I would have personally as the third greatest point guard of all time. Keyword greatest. For me, when we're talking about what a point guard is, it started with what Jerry West set the foundation to be. I don't understand how people can look at where the game has come and not respect where it started. Jerry West was a guy who did everything that you could want from any kind of point guard. He was doing that back before a time where you could even think that was fathomable. There are stats that aren't kept that he could easily have been a guard leader in that guys like Isaiah Thomas benefit from playing in when the era that he did. That's absolutely fine. You don't get, like you said in your points, Isaiah Thomas was the guy that had the shifty handles, had the ability to do this, that, and the third with the ball. Well, guess what? Jerry West started that for everybody. He was doing that so much to the point to where we have people have the conversation, well, make him a shooting guard. Stop it. He's a point guard. Jerry West is the point guard.
Wow, very, very good answers from both of you. I will say the judges definitely loved Domo's answer. He did win in a very strong, clean sweep. He has gone 3 in a row, but as we know, that means it's 3 and out. So Domo, you have put your team in a commanding position, up 4-1. Where's time to see if your teammates can now help you get to the finish line? Thank you for pulling up, Domo. We'll see if we get back around to you. But we are going to move on and bring up whoever may be next. I'm waiting to find out. It is Akil. We just saw you earlier. Hello, Akil. Welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
You are going against Ox. Ox, you don't want to go 0-2, so we'll see what you're able to do. Your team is down 4-1.
It's a game of runs, baby. Let's get it.
And you will go first as your team is down. And the question I have for you, who is the better defender, Tim Duncan or Hakeem Olajuwon? Your time starts when you do.
I'm gonna go with Hakeem Olajuwon. I think Hakeem Olajuwon was a better rim protector than Tim Duncan. I think that's the main separator. I think the main separator, like I said, is rim protection. Hakeem Olajuwon was actually quite underrated as well as far as switching out, covering pick and rolls. He was very quick laterally and strong as well. When you have to be able to bang in the paint, Hakeem Olajuwon was he was like that perfect combination of speed, agility, lateral movement, strength, quick off the ground. So not only was Hakeem Olajuwon great at rim protection, he was able to disrupt the shot and also be able to be strong enough to box out and get up quick enough to go get that rebound. So there is no better defender ever than Hakeem Olajuwon. So this question is pointless. Tim Duncan, a great defender, but Hakeem had those extra things, like I said, that explosiveness to have the quick jump to rebound and also rim protection. That's the separator.
Akil, your time will start when you do.
Yeah, so Tim Duncan is a better defender. The biggest point is how consistent and mistake-free he was for almost 2 decades. He didn't really have the flashy blocks or anything that sent it out of bounds, but he was really consistent with the amount of blocks he had, average 3-4 blocks per game during specific seasons. Most often he covered for a lot of his teammates' mistakes, more so Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili. He controlled the paint without fouling. He didn't really get into too much foul trouble. Always seemed to be in the right spot, right time. Like I mentioned, he wasn't just blocking shots, but he was also preventing them. That's almost as important as getting the block itself. The Spurs in the early 2000s always had a top 5 defense for the entirety of his entire career. And that was because of his positioning, communication, anticipation. And when you look at the playoff success, the teams he had to go up against, more so Shaq and the Lakers, he held Shaq to career lows across the board. And that's why they were able to beat LA in 2004 in particular, because he was able to sustain Shaq, which a lot of teams couldn't do in that era.
Okay, that does it. Tim Duncan versus Hakeem Olajuwon. Judges, get your picks in. Ox, you are not allowed to try and sway any opinions. We will see who wins. We do have a couple votes coming in early. It does look like we are going to have a very clear winner, but I am going to wait for a couple more judges to get in. Ox, it looks like you are now 1-1. It looks like you are now 1-1. And the matchup we have all waited for is now here. Ox versus Chill. Chill, welcome. Your first debate. Are you looking forward to it?
Yes, sir. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Ox will go first.
Mars, they didn't beat the Lakers in 2004, right?
Yes, they did.
They beat them.
Oh, you're talking about San Antonio? No, they didn't.
04 was Derek Fisher, but I couldn't say anything. Okay, so Ox will go first as he is down 4-2. The question is Franz Wagner or JDub? Who is better? Ox, your time will start when you do.
Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna go with the clear answer, and the clear answer is JDub. JDub is the better player overall than Franz Wagner because he can match Franz's production on offense. JDub has actually proven to be a better shooter than Franz Wagner as well. I think Franz's separator is getting downhill on offense, but that's not good enough because JDub not only does he get downhill on offense, but he's good enough to kick it to open shooters. We've seen him do that. We've seen him take over in the playoffs. While playing next to a great player like SGA, he was also able to step in there and take over. There were some people that thought he was in the running for Western Conference Finals MVP as well as Finals MVP. Not only that, but this is where it all is. It's the defense. We saw Chet go out breaking his hip, and JDub able to guard 5s, 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s. JDub is clearly better on defense and able to match the production on offense, a better shooter, and can do pretty much everything Franz could do. I think it's quite obvious JDub is the better shooter.
I think you make a compelling argument.
I'm sorry.
I think you make a compelling argument for JDub, but I can also counter that with what Franz does for his group as an initiator on offense, as a downhill guy, as a finisher at the rim. In fact, when I look at this Orlando team, he is the engine on their offense. I mean, as good as Paolo is, as good as Paolo has been, I mean, Franz has definitely been the most consistent on the floor in terms of availability, not just availability, which, by the way, JDub is out right now. Franz is not out. He's gotten much better this season as a driver. He's gotten much better this season with his jump shooting. Not only did he get better with his jump shooting, I mean, it's still one of the better defensive teams in the league, and that's largely due to Franz being one of the better rebounders in the league. So at 6'10", his versatility as an offensive player, he's able to pass the basketball at an elite rate. He's also able to get downhill and get other guys involved and exploit mismatches at a high rate. And when we're talking about defense, I do think there's a separator, because when you think about what JDub does in terms of versatility, I can definitely get with that. But I think that Franz is definitely more connected to his group, and with him being more connected to his group, he's one of the main reasons why they are as good as they are. So I'm going to go with Franz as better.
Two very good cases, JDub versus Franz. The judges will get to us shortly. Very surprised at Ox's answer. Didn't expect that. But we will see who is winning. This will put Chill up 5-2 or make it 4-3. So very, very close contest right now. Do have a couple votes coming in. We will see where people are going. It does look like it's going to be Chill. Chill wins Ooh, go ahead, chill. Go ahead.
To be honest with you, I didn't really believe that. I just had to make an argument for Franz. I do think it's JDub,
I was
but I had to make an argument.
You
for
did
Franz.
a hell of
Yeah.
a job. You did a hell of a job.
Had to make an argument, but Ox stole my thunder, no doubt about that. But I had to make an argument for France, and I did it. So let me get back in my stance while I'm out here bullshitting. Hold on, get them feet chopping, get them hands busy. So let's do it. Get the hands busy, get the feet moving. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is now 5-2. So Gifted, no pressure, but you do have some ground to make up. You will go first as your team is down. The question is, who is the best player on the New York Knicks? Gifted, time starts when you do.
The best player on the Knicks is Brunson. What he's been able to do in terms of floor raising his offensive game consistently, especially in the postseason, he creates a lot of their baskets. Karl-Anthony Towns is a complementary piece, which is good, but in terms of like breaking down the offense and getting the actions, Jalen Brunson is going to be the guy that the Knicks really rely upon down that stretch. I feel like the combination of the two can be potent, but it really starts with how Brunson is able to dissect teams' defenses, and more importantly, use his downhill ability to get to the free throw line to create other types of advantages in that way. Karl-Anthony Towns to me is more of a play off guy than more play on the ball consistently. And I think with that, the way that Brunson is able to play make and do all these things off the dribble to create offense is good. So for me, Jalen Brunson is the best player on the New York Knicks overall.
I think that's a very compelling case that you make for him, but I think the difference with Cat is that Cat does not need the basketball in his hands nearly as much as Jalen Brunson does. And that's why Jalen Brunson is as effective as he is. Cat is a Swiss Army knife when you're talking about offense. You can run the offense through him. You can run the offense off of him. You can run the offense with Cat at the mid post. You can run the offense with Cat on the box. You can also get Cat as a glass cleaner to stop plays on defense. Cat isn't much of a defender nearly as Jalen Brunson, but Cat definitely helps on defense more because he's a much better rebounder and much better paint presence in the paint. With that also being said, he stretches the defense more than Jalen Brunson does. Not only does he stretch the defense more than Jalen Brunson does, he's much more of a mismatch hunter on offense where he can definitely exploit your defense a lot more than what Jalen Brunson can. Even as a small guy, Cat can stretch the defense a lot further, which opens up the offense a lot more for the New York Knicks, which gets guys like Mikal Bridges a lot more involved in the game, which gets guys like OG Anunoby a lot more involved in the game. So if I'm thinking about the two of those guys, I've also seen Cat be the best player and average more points. So I think it's Cat.
That does it. Best player on the Knicks, Cat versus Brunson. These votes are coming in quite quick. We will give a couple more judges some more time, but it does look like it is going one way, and it looks like Chill is on one today, and he has made his team go up 6-2. Chill is playing out of his mind.
Just so we clear, I don't think that neither. I just had to make a case for Cat.
Chill is doing a hell of a job, and he's up 6-2. Jay, can you stop the run? That's the question. You will go first. The question I have for you is, who is the best passer in the NBA? Your time will start when you do.
The best passer is clearly Nikola Jokic. I think that when we look at the playmaking ability of Nikola Jokic, we have to look at the guys around him. And the guys around him, he is constantly raising their ceiling. He has made Aaron Gordon look like a guy who should have been playing in meaningful playoff games years ago. He's made Jamal Murray look like an all-star when I think by himself, Jamal Murray wouldn't have been what he is right now. Nikola Jokic leads the league in assists. He's typically top 5 in the league in assists, or top 3. He is the offensive ender for that team for a reason. He looks for his guys. He's great at reading double team and making the right passes. He is also great at just initiating the pick and roll with another big, whether it be Aaron Gordon and watching him get downhill. He is just the best passer in the NBA. It's been clear over and over again. I don't even see who Chill could pick as another option. It has to be Nikola Jokic. Like, I don't think.
Well, I think you make a really compelling argument for Joker, and it's an easy argument because Joker is just so dynamic. But there's another guy who is also really dynamic, and that's Luka Doncic. And Luka Doncic attracts so much attention when he's getting downhill because, again, he's another one who can crack the long ball and stretch the defense. And when he collapses the defense, we see the same thing from Joker that we're seeing from Luka, where I see over-the-head passes. I see a guy kicking the ball out to a guy 22 feet away from the basket or right at the rim for lobs. But with that also being said, what accentuates Joker what accentuates Luka as a passer is Luka's ability to score. What he does is he finds guys who are wide open, and that makes him so much more versatile as a scorer, where he can kick the ball out to the wing, where he can kick the ball out, throw the ball on the floor to big guys, throw the ball to the rim to big guys, because the defense has collapsed to him so much. In addition to him being able to do that, he's very good as a connector. And when I say a connector, I mean when the ball is hot, pow, he's hopping the ball over to guys like Marshall. He's hopping the ball over to guys like Klay Thompson, and it's working. So if I had to think about a best passer, I think it's...
Once again, very close. We'll see who the judges go with. Luka versus Jokic as passers. Jay versus Chill as debaters. I don't know who's going to win. I think this is very close. The votes are saying it's very close. Let's see where they are going. Team Ox needs this. I'll say that. Team Ox does need this. The votes are saying they might not get it. It is quite close. I'm going to wait for one more vote if possible. But it's a tight one. I'll say that. It is a tight one. Yeah. Oh, the last vote. Jay does just get it. That puts him to get Chill out of here. Bring back Dion. The score is 6-3. So Jay, you will go first again as your team is down. Let's see if you can spark the comeback. The question you have is, which question do we want to go with? Actually, okay, here's one. Who peaked higher, Shea or Chris Paul? Your time starts when you do.
I think we're going to go with Shea just because, Shea's been in the NBA Finals. I think that he is right now in his peak, and he's the most unstoppable player in the NBA. Right? No one's figuring out how to stop Shea. You can slow him down for maybe 2 quarters, but Shea is always going to come back and be able to drag his team to a win. I think he gets downhill better than Chris Paul. I think the only thing that Chris Paul has over him slightly is playmaking, but Shea is the better defender. Shea is the better scorer. Shea elevates his team better than Chris Paul has in the playoffs, right? Specifically the playoffs, right? Shea has elevated his team 10 times better than Chris Paul has. And Shea is the better player overall, right? Shea's peak is way higher. Shea's peak is NBA Finals MVP, second best defender or third best defender on his team. Shea is the better player, so Shea peaks higher than Chris Paul.
Dion, your time starts when you do.
First of all, man, CP3 taught SGA everything he knows. But I'm gonna go with CP3. Obviously, keep it SGA. But my reasons is because first of all, he's a more floor raiser. On top of that, Chris Paul's a better defender than SGA. The fact that you even said that was a lie. Chris Paul is a way better defender. And we've never seen Chris Paul have a team like SGA. SGA team, from the bench and from the starters, overall, they're just a great overall team. When Chris Paul's at his best, he playing with those Hornets teams. He playing with LA, which did have a little bit more talent. But at the end of the day, bro, he was the main honcho on offense and defense for a lot of those teams. CP at his best, a better playmaker than SGA. And then, again, a better communicator, a better leader. I'm picking Chris Paul to lead my team a little bit better than SGA. Chris Paul did have the unfortunate, to not really go over, winning inside the finals. But to me personally, you're going peak for peak, bro. CP better for sure.
That does it. Chris Paul versus Shea. The judges are getting their votes in. Let's see where they go. Oh, this looks like it might be a quick one. It looks like Dion did win. Dion puts his team up 7-3, Manny. It's a tough one for you to try to come back from, but we'll see. We'll see what you can do. The question I have for you, you will go first. Who is the best mid-range player in the NBA? Your time starts when you do.
Best mid-range player in the NBA is easily SGA. SGA is automatic from the mid-range. He doesn't miss. He can score. He can create shot. He creates space. And I think his ability to get to his spots wherever he needs to makes him that much better from being able to score from the mid-range bucket. Like, it's automatic. He can get to the cup if he needs to, but because he is so fast, he's quick, and he can stop on a dime. This is what confuses a lot of guys. And it's not even about the percentages and all of that. A lot of the times it's the contested makes that SGA has. Nobody in the NBA right now is making as many contested shots as SGA when you're inside the perimeter. And a lot of his inside scoring comes from just the mid-range. And he can give it to you in a fadeaway. He can give it to you in a step back. He can give it to you in a floater. He can give it to you however you want in that mid-range game. So I'm easily going SGA for this. And that's mainly because he can make contested buckets, open buckets, and he doesn't miss just about more than anybody. Nobody makes more mid-range shots than SGA. That's contested. So I'm going easy.
Dion, time starts when you do.
Man, for this one, man, I'm probably gonna go with Rui Hachimura. I think Rui, man, is probably the best mid-range shooter inside the game right now. SGA, yeah, he takes a lot more shots, but I think Rui is more efficient than SGA from the mid-range. And I feel if he had the same volume, he'd be shooting a lot better. So I'm gonna go with Rui Hachimura on this one. He do pull up mid range shots. He can do fadeaway mid range too. But yeah, I'm gonna go Rui Hachimura on this one.
The judges voted very quickly. The judges voted very quickly. Team Ox is now 7-4. It is now 7-4. The question I have for you, Manny, you will go first again as your team is down. Who is the most athletic player in the NBA? Your time will start when you do. Oh, you're muted. Bear with me. There you go.
Bet, I got you. Current most athletic player in the NBA, I'm going with Anthony Edwards. I think if Anthony Edwards really wanted to, he could jump over half of the 7-footers that's in the league right now. We've seen him do it to John Collins, and that was just a pure embarrassment on John Collins' part because he's a great defender inside the paint. So I'm going with Anthony Edwards. I mean, clearly he's fast. He can get to wherever he wants to on the court. His athleticism is unmatched because bro is jumping from the free throw line on average sometimes. And I think because of that, using his speed and being able to get around anybody, whether they're a lanky defender, a fast defender, a guy who's going to put pressure up on you, he's able to get to his spots and take off from anywhere inside the paint and just kind of put you on a poster, no matter if you're a 7-foot guy, if you're a 6'4" guy. Either way, Anthony Edwards is doing that, and we've seen it happen countless times. And also, when you talk about his rebounding, he has those stats to back it up because he can grab boards if he needs to. We've seen him grab boards over 7-foot defenders and 7-foot rebounders, just as well as we've seen him put those same guys on a poster.
Domo, your time will start when you do. Most athletic player in the NBA.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know I was hooping with the Hornets. Easy question. Easily Amin Thompson. Amin Thompson is one of the most athletic players we've ever seen in this turn of the millennia of the 2000s. He's one of the most athletic anomalies I think we've ever seen. And they're twins, and he seems to be the more athletic of the athletic freak set. It's insane. When you talk about athleticism, it's not just about jumping. It's also about speed, burst, and quickness. It's the abundance of three, which he does better than Anthony Edwards. We've seen nothing like this in someone's ability to explode to the ball on defense, use the athleticism in every way, shape, and facet of basketball. When he's attacking to the rim, you're seeing the burst, the explosiveness, the quick first step, the ability to move laterally, the ability to go vertical, the ability to actually be strong for his frame. He looks like a guy that's just, I don't know, just a solid built guy, but he does not give off the strength that he truly possesses. You see that more with his brother, but it's with him too. It's insane. Rui?
That does it. Amen Thompson versus Anthony Edwards, better athlete. The judges will be getting their votes in as we speak. Two very good answers, definitely better than the answers I heard last round, for example. But, everyone's allowed to have their opinion. This does look like it will be going to Domo with the Amen Thompson pick. So he does make it 8-4 to Team Chill. We do have Ox up next. Is Ox with us? Hello, Ox. Welcome back. Okay, you will go first as you are trailing. The question I have for you, who is the best player, speaking of the Hornets, in Hornets history? Ox, your time starts when you do. Charlotte Hornets. No New Orleans Hornets, Charlotte Hornets.
Okay. Well, the best player in Charlotte Hornets history is none other than Kemba Walker. It's definitely Kemba Walker. When you see everything he could do, he could control a team as far as being a floor general and also just being a great scorer. I think when you watch his game, they haven't had anybody there that can match that. I think it's pretty evident as just being the overall point guard. It's not many guys that can compete with that on this Charlotte Hornets roster. So yeah, it would beat Kemba based on that, being able to score, being able to shoot the ball so well from the 3 range, being able to get downhill for a small guard, being able to facilitate. He did everything at a very elite level. So I don't see any competition for other than Kemba Walker. I don't.
Doma, your time starts when you do.
I love that. Kimball was a fantastic player in transition, a fantastic shooter, a fantastic scorer, a good floor general and passer. He was a great guy, but there's a guy better than that. His name is LaMelo Ball, who does all those things better than Kemba Walker. Oh man, it's crazy. You can talk about the recklessness to his game. You can talk about the carelessness to his game if you want to. I call that freedom. I call that the ultimate form of playing basketball, a form of basketball he's played since he was a freshman in high school, since he was a young child. We watched him grow with the same level of playing basketball, the same carelessness, the same free basketball ability that he took with him all the way to the league and was able to be an all-star in this league. Given the right competition, I feel he can reach the same heights in terms of winning. But in terms of an individual player, oh my God, the levels that LaMelo Ball can get to, reach, and produce at is insane. And let's not talk about the off-court influence. Kemba Walker, aka East Coast Damian Lillard, is one thing. LaMelo Ball is a culture changer in Charlotte.
Okay, LaMelo Ball versus Kemba Walker. No love for the 90s legends. No Alonzo Mourning, Larry Johnson. Okay, it looks like we are going to have a quick win for Ox. Domo, that is your first loss. It is now 8-5. Team Chill is still up, which means Ox will go first. This question will be, who peaked higher, Nikola Jokic or Shaquille O'Neal? Ox, your time starts when you do.
I mean, this is an easy one for me. It's definitely Shaquille O'Neal when you look at just peak wise, right? I think when you look at 2001, 2002, Shaquille O'Neal, he was at the top on both, particularly just the dominance on offense. I don't want to talk about he didn't pass like Nikola Jokic, because he didn't have to pass the ball. He was getting the ball and just going straight to work. Anytime he touched the ball, I think he's very underrated in his ability to run the floor. He was still very athletic in 2000, 2001. He was running the floor, catching the ball, dunking. But this is where the separator is. Once again, it's on the defensive end of the floor. No, he wasn't able to switch out and move his feet and stay with Mike Bibby and Jason Kidd, but he was absolutely a great rim protector and just a bully on the block. So it's clearly Shaquille O'Neal. The dominance, we have never seen a dominant force like 2000, 2001, 2002 Shaquille O'Neal. While Nikola Jokic is a great player, when we're talking peak, he hasn't reached 2001 Shaquille O'Neal.
Akil, your time will start when you do.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Shaq was the most dominant player. I think that's known across the board. However, Jokic is the most dominant player for the last 5, 6, 7 years, and it's not even close. So Jokic's peak is, it's overpowering people. It's about controlling every part of the game at one time, and that's what makes the argument so strong. His 2023 playoff run, it's probably the most complete postseason we've ever seen from a center. He's averaged 30, 13 rebounds, almost 10 assists on crazy efficiency, over 64% true shooting, I believe. And he did it without having another all-star next to him. So he also shot 47% from 3, which Shaq can only dream of. He could probably dream of 47% from the free throw line, if anything, right? So if you carry that on to the 2024 playoffs, he averaged box plus minus of around 13, one of the highest ever. So what separates him from Shaq is his versatility. He scores, he passes like a point guard, he rebounds with the best of them. He just has a complete overall game, where Shaq is more so just on the, I'm just got dunk on you, I'm just got score, but passing is not my forte.
Thank you, Akil. We will get to the judges now. Peak Shaq versus Peak Jokic. We'll see who they choose. Team Ox needs this one. If Akil wins this one, he brings his team one step closer to victory. Unfortunately, it does not look like he's going to win this one. It looks like Ox has cleaned up, making it 8-6 to Team Chill. Ox is on. He's on track for 3 straight.
Let me get
Let's
my
see if
back.
yeah. Let's see if Ox can make it 3 straight going against Chill. The question here: who is better, Ray Allen or Tracy McGrady? Ox, your time starts when you do.
Okay, let's get to it. It's Tracy McGrady. Can't even believe this is a question. I respect Ray Allen's ability to shoot, but that's the only thing he did better than Tracy McGrady. I think we forget that Tracy McGrady was also playing a pretty high level of defense as well in his heyday. Tracy McGrady's ability to play the point guard, he was a very underrated passer, great passer. But let's talk about the bread and butter. Let's talk about what T-Mac really did. T-Mac put that ball in the bucket. Unguardable. From everywhere on the floor. To be 6'9", to be able to shoot, dribble, and to be able to be that explosive, to be able to jump off the left foot, off the right foot, dunk with the left hand, dunk with the right hand, go to the rim. He could put you on the block, bully smaller guys, as well as face up and go around bigger guys. This isn't a question, and I can't believe that y'all set Chill up for this. This is crazy. On top of that, Tracy McGrady was quite the shooter as well. Not to the level of Ray Allen, but the one thing that Ray did better than Tracy did well also. So
he wasn't close to the shooter that Ray Allen was. We'll start there. That's not we won't even. I don't think that we'll mention that, but I think that what we saw different from Tracy McGrady to Ray Allen was the Swiss Army knife that he was. So in addition to him being able to go from being a number 2 to a number 1, Tracy McGrady was absolutely fantastic as a bucket getter. Tracy McGrady was absolutely fantastic as a one-on-one player. But guess what? So was Ray Allen. Ray Allen was not just a shooter. We only saw Ray Allen. Most people only watch Ray Allen from when he played with the Boston Celtics. They completely forget that he was a 20-plus guy when he was playing with the Milwaukee Bucks, when he was playing in Seattle. And he did something that Tracy McGrady wasn't able to do. I actually won a playoff series. I actually took my team past the first round, unlike you couldn't do. Unlike you couldn't do. I actually took my team past the first round. I was consistently making an all-star team. I was consistently a bucket getter. In addition to me being a bucket getter, I was efficient. I was taking good shots. In addition to me taking good shots, I was keeping my team in games. You, on the other hand, you are a high volume, inefficient bucket getter, and it didn't produce anything. I'm going with Ray Allen.
That's it. Ray Allen versus Tracy McGrady. We'll see who comes out on top. Ox said it was an easy question, but Chill put up a good fight. Let's see who wins. Ox, if you win, it's a 1-point game. If Chill wins, he could wrap it up with 2 more wins. Let's see who wins. The votes coming in.
This is clearly the second time I beat Chill today. Let's move on.
Yes, it does look like you did win by the skin of your teeth, I might add, but it does look like you did win.
That's 2 times I beat Chill today. Let's go.
The score is now 8-7. Dion is back, hopefully for some vengeance. The next question is, and Ox will go first.
What's the score, Marsh?
8-7. It is 8-7. Okay. Team Chill.
Yo, Gifted. After I pack this nigga up, come and finish this off. Let's get home. Let's go home.
Who is the best franchise excluding the Lakers and the Celtics in NBA history?
I'm going with the obvious answer. The obvious answer is the San Antonio Spurs. When you look at the fact that as soon as they got Tim Duncan, although they were competitive with David Robinson, when they got Tim Duncan, it was over from there. The dynasty lasted until the day Tim Duncan retired. To go to the playoffs for 20 seasons straight and get 5 championships. If you ask me, the San Antonio Spurs ran the 2000s. Yeah, a couple other teams got championships, Lakers, Detroit, Miami, but the San Antonio Spurs showed that longevity, the ability to put together teams that weren't full of all-stars and to compete year in and year out shows you how great of a franchise that is. To draft guys that people didn't know about or think about until win championship shows it. But here's the kicker. They're back. Now they went and got Victor Wembanyama. They went and they got Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox. They're back. Expect some championships in the next couple seasons.
Dion, your time starts when you do.
For me personally, I got the Golden State Warriors. I think Golden State Warriors is a little bit better than San Antonio Spurs. Not only because they won 4 championships, in less time when it comes to the Spurs. The 73-9 record, best season of all time. You got to throw that in there. And then on top of that, man, they show they can do it with different, versatile players as well. They won one 2022. They they won one this year. Not this year, 2016, 2015 with a different team. They lost 2016, but then they won with KD. So they've had their fair share of different lineups as well. And for this team right here, man, it's just about the pure dominance they had inside of the West. They was holding teams to 4-1 series. Golden State Warriors and Stephen Curry, they had multiple records of winning like 50, 60 plus win seasons. Holding out a lot of great teams. Spanking on the Spurs as well. So I just feel like them being able to be more efficient in less time makes them a better franchise. To me personally.
Warriors versus Spurs. Who is the greater franchise? The judges will have their opinion now. Ox has potential to tie this up, and we'll go into the final 3 rounds. Well, the final 3 points at 8 apiece. Let's see who we have winning.
Let's get it, baby.
It does look like Ox is going to win. It does look like it is now 8. It does look like it is now 8. Ox, is that 3 straight for you?
Yeah, that's 3. It's 3 straight, and y'all robbed me already. Man, let's do this.
Ox is the second person to go 3 straight. He didn't get to finish patting himself on the back, but Gifted versus Domo. Both of you have the potential to win if you guys go on a 3-round winning streak. No pressure, but both of you guys could win right here, right now. As it is tied, we're going to go with Domo going first. And the question is, who is going to win the league MVP? Domo, your time starts when you do.
Oh, easily SGA. He's going to be a case of a guy that's putting up incredible numbers with extremely great efficiency on a team that has the most wins in the NBA, potentially most wins in NBA history. We're seeing the beginning of a dynasty. We're seeing the beginning of a career that will be talked about in the record books for years to come. SGA, the things he's able to do, scoring on all 3 facets, scoring on all 3 levels, being a prolific free throw shooter, for whatever reasons you want to say, is easily going to win this. This is going to be one of the first times in a long time where truly no one can deny that the best player on the best team should be MVP based off stats and that pesky thing that the media loves to do with their narratives. I'm at a loss for words. Do I need the last 10 seconds? Dion, I'm sorry. I said LaMelo Ball. I shouldn't have said LaMelo Ball. That was on me. That was on me, twin. That's karma for trying to come at you like that. Shout out SGA. Shout out to Thunder. Shout out Ox, man. Good job.
Gifted. Your time starts when you do.
Nikola Jokic is going to win the MVP. And the reason why is right now he's dominating basketball the most out of anyone in the sport. He's also playing on a team right now where a lot of people are underperforming, but Jokic is not. Jokic is following up a historic season last year with the even better season so far. And the one thing that we know about how they vote MVP, there is a sense of fatigue, but it's also a narrative. When you look at this Denver team, people came in thinking that they would be a lot better. And so far they have been, but a lot of it has not been the way they thought. It's been because of Nikola Jokic. Specifically, he's been a better player than SGA so far. And again, with lesser help, but still being a competitive team in the Western Conference, he's going to be right there and he's going to be able to win the MVP because of his dominance as overall player. When you look at SGA and his team, they will probably look at all their depth and their talent and say, that's not enough to compare to Jokic, who specifically is dominating the entire sport right now. So the answer for this year is going to be Nikola Jokic.
Jokic versus SGA, Gifted versus Domo. Whoever wins goes up 9-8. Let's see who gets to take the lead with only a couple of rounds to go. The judges are going to get back to us right now. I think both of you guys made very good cases. Both of you guys seem like you want your teams to win. Doing a very good job. Congratulations to you. A much better round from you, Domo, than the LaMelo rounds, if I must say so myself. Right now, the vote's looking kind of split. We're going to wait for a couple more judges to get involved. And it does look like by the skin of his teeth, Domo is going to take it with SGA, putting his team up 9-8, meaning we do have Jay trying to tie it up again. The question I have for you, Jay, you will go first as your team is down. The score is 9-8. Who was better in their prime? Jimmy Butler or Paul George?
Easily Paul George. I think we forget that Paul George came into the league right away, and in his 3rd season took LeBron to 7 games. and then in his fourth season and made an All-Star game. And then in his fourth season took LeBron to 6 games again. Right. I think that Paul George throughout his career, but he averaged 28 points a game. I think Jimmy Butler's career high in points is 24. Paul George has been the MVP talk. Jimmy Butler has never even been thought of as an MVP candidate. I think that between what Paul George did in Indiana and his brief stint in OKC, and even to start off his career with the Clippers, I think that he just outshined what Jimmy did in Chicago. When Jimmy got the keys from D Rose and D Rose got traded, they missed the playoffs. They were 41-41. They just missed the playoffs. Versus Paul George, who early in his career was just going battle for battle with prime LeBron, like the best version of LeBron James that we've ever seen, and the Heatles. I just don't think that Jimmy Butler could follow that up. Even with the finals runs that he had, he lost, right? Versus Paul George, who was very competitive with the best player of all time. Jimmy Butler didn't have to play that.
Domo, your time starts when you do.
Oh my God, y'all got me defending this orphan. I don't like Jimmy Butler, dog. Jesus Christ. I gotta sit up here and make up this hubbubaloo about how we're talking about a guy that also went toe-to-toe with that same GOAT in 2020 and was able to push that team to 6 games with a way injured and inferior Heat team and put up a game 4 or 5 that was very competitive with games we've never seen before. Jimmy Butler is able to reach levels on his Miami stand or just him personally in his career that is just unfathomable. Paul George, tremendous guy, but when we're talking about the ultimate locker room guy, it's a locked in Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler comes through and changes the culture of every team that he's been on, as long as those guys are willing to lock in. I've seen a guy like Paul George genuinely go to situation after situation after situation, and you question his dedication to the game of basketball. I promise you, when it comes to Jimmy Butler, as long as you have guys that's willing to go to bat for him, he's going to bat for them, and it's not even a second thought. He sat there and beat guys with a third unit, went on TV, talked about it, and Jeff C still called him a good teammate. Stop it, man. Jimmy Butler.
Domo doesn't seem happy to have to make the argument, but he did it anyway. Let's see who wins. Jimmy Butler versus Paul George. Prime for prime. I think it's quite close. Jay said it was easily. Domo seems upset, so I think he had Paul George too. So maybe I'm wrong for thinking that was a good question.
He lost me a locker room guy. I don't know where we got that from.
Yeah, I'm not going to say where I may have been lost, but he made the argument he needed to make, and the chat liked his argument because he won. So it is going to be 10-8 team chill. Manny, no pressure, but you absolutely have to win. This isn't just me saying that. You have to win. Okay. The question I have, who is the second? Wait, let me rephrase the question. Who is better, Donovan Mitchell or Devin Booker? Your time starts when you do.
Who is going first again? My bad.
You are going first. You are going
Bet.
first.
Let's do it. Bet. Let's do it. All right. Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, man. I think this is just plain and simple. Let's not even overthink this. We going with Donovan Mitchell, man. Donovan Mitchell can do everything Devin Booker can do. Plus, he wins and actually makes his team better. He's won with less players on his team. Devin Booker is in a situation over there in Phoenix where he's trying to do what he's doing, and he's a good player and all. But ultimately, he's not carrying his team like Donovan Mitchell is doing. Donovan Mitchell can, when he needs to distribute, he can put that hat on and distribute to his teammates. When he needs to score, he can pick up the scoring toll and score to help his team. And when he needs to play defense, let's not even talk about the same conversation of putting Devin Booker in that conversation with Donovan Mitchell. Are we serious? I have never seen Devin Booker sit down and play defense like Donovan Mitchell does on a daily basis on a game-to-game night. On a game-to-game night, Donovan Mitchell is better scoring, distributing, and playing defense on both sides of the ball. So easily, I'm going Donovan Mitchell to win that.
Domo, your time starts when you do.
We want to talk about a guy that has to wear different hats. Is a guy like Donovan Mitchell, a guy like Devin Booker, who's been put in a situation where he literally had to change his position. He had to become a point guard for a team that was so incompetent, a front office that was so incompetent that they could not consistently build around him. We want to talk about a winner. Let's talk about the best player on the team that actually went to the finals and had a run. Let's talk about a guy, when you want to talk about never seeing I'm seeing Donovan Mitchell play defense. I've never seen Donovan Mitchell be the best player on his team on defense in a playoff series. I've seen that with Devin Booker a couple years ago, not too far ago, where he was the best defender for the Suns in a series. Did they win? Did they lose? You go check. But he was the best defender. No one else on that team. The guy that was asked to play point guard, the guy that's asked to take all of the shots, all the big shots, the guy that's asked to be the offensive engine was also the guy that was the best defender. We're talking about a 6'6" guard who can score on all facets of the game. And let's mind you, chat, he's done all this. He's had this entire career, and he's not even 30 yet. Devin Booker, easy.
That does it. I'm not going to lie. The judges were very quick on this one. They went with Domo. Domo closes it out with another 3 straight. Domo has probably the best record today. I haven't kept track, but Domo has rattled off 2 times. He's gone 3 straight today. Congratulations to Team Chill. Commiserations to Team Ox. Before I talk to the captains, Domo, is there anything you want to say about your
Not bad for a stand-up comedian. 2 street straight. That's 6 points on the board. Chilltown, I'm sure I was your first pick because who wouldn't want this on their team getting buckets? Bucket after bucket after bucket after bucket after bucket after bucket after bucket. That's how many times y'all see me do that. Go take it away, Chill.
Absolutely, man. I just want to say, as the general manager, and this was on me. So we had a little bit of a mishap, but we got it back together. Dion got back in the fold. We got it back together, and we were able to overcome that. And like I said, that was on me. That was my fault. And I will definitely take responsibility for that. We overcame it and we did it. We absolutely did it. So I think that there was some arguments that even though I did agree with Ox, but I had to make an argument for somebody else. I thought I made a really compelling argument. So
made a compelling argument and got cooked. I know y'all don't expect me to be a good sport about it. I got robbed. Gifted got robbed. There was blatant robberies. Damo talking about a better score, and Steve Nash was clearly a better scorer. There was robberies. Who are the judges? I need answers. This was ridiculous.
Hey, Chilltown, what did you say?
Gifted
I ain't
got
believe that.
robbed. I got robbed. There was robberies. See, Damo know he was lying, and the judges don't know better. Lies after lies after lies. I was robbed. I cooked Chill 2 times.
You didn't. You cooked me 1 time. All you did was pick the better player. That's all you
got
did.
robbed.
But
we got robbed. We know what's going on. Y'all know what's going on with Players' Choice. You cannot beat Chilltown and nothing. This was rigged from the jump. Y'all know what it is. They had to protect Chill and his image. They cannot allow me. I know I'm not going to be a good sport.
We are not going to question the integrity of the PCL. Ox team lost. Commiserations to Team Ox. Congratulations to Team Chill.
The better player. This is about making the most compelling argument. No, I don't think that Tracy McGrady. No, I don't think Ray Allen is a better player than Tracy McGrady. But I definitely made a better argument than you did. That's it. No, I don't think that Franz Wagner is a better player. But I made a better argument than you did. That's what this is really about. That's all this is about. Just because you say this dude is better than that dude. Yo, nigga the door. Take your boys and get up out of here. Get this whack ass.
Hey, Chilltown. Hey, Chilltown. Hey, Damo.
What up?
Good luck. Good luck. Hey, y'all go ice y'all old ass knees. I'm gonna see y'all in about 30 minutes. Hey, I got my drillers in the back. They making some caskets right now. Well, I mean, when you combine you guys' age, it's about 73. So, hey, we'll see y'all in a second.
That's only 20 years older than you.
Okay, anyway, Domo, thank you for participating. Chill, thank you for participating. We do now have Team Jordan, now led by Mr. Penn, versus Team Swiper. Let's bring Swiper up here. You guys do have to follow an intense 11-8 matchup. I don't know if you guys kept up. It was Team Chill who won. I'm gonna go to Penn first. How are you feeling about your team's chances today?
Next question.
Interesting.
No. It's all good, man. You know what? The Lakers won 1, right? In the 60s through that dominant run, the Lakers did win 1. So you just need to win once. I do want to give a shout out to Damo. I think he did amazing. He is amazing in this format. He did a great job. W ball nowhere, no comedy. Good job.
There you go, Swiper. How are you feeling about your team's chances?
Good. No, we had to make a last-minute sub 30 minutes ago, but I believe that this person is going to step in and do a very good job.
Who's your sub?
I believe him. Brother MTEL.
You don't have to announce. You didn't have to announce if you didn't want to, but MTEL will be here replacing Joel from Pick a Side. MTEL was ready. He's been warming up. He's getting the shots up. I've been noticing. We'll see what he's able to produce. But we will have Team Swiper versus Team Penn. The orders are set. We will have Real Talk up first against Matty Ice. That will be the first 2 people. We will start with Real Talk. So if we can get Real Talk up here and get Matty Ice up here, it does say Team Jordan, but who cares? We know who it is. It is Team Penn. It is Team Swiper.
When did we lose Joel?
Not too long ago, about an hour ago, maybe hour and a bit. So
No.
MTel's ready though. MTel's ready. Don't worry. So Real Talk, you will be going first. You will have a minute. Your time will start when you do. The question I have for you. Who wins in a 7-game series? The 2013 Miami Heat or the 2024 Boston Celtics? Your time starts when you do.
Oh, this is easy. The 2013 Miami. Number one, their best player is LeBron James. The other team's best player is Jason Tatum. No disrespect to Jason Tatum, but he's nowhere near. We're talking about peaking two-way LeBron James. Also, don't forget that that team still had Dwayne Wade, who was a solid playoff player still during 2013. In 24, Boston, mind you, had to deal with losses of Porzingis in and out of the lineup. Drew Holiday played good in some series, and other series didn't shoot the ball well. And let's actually talk about how the Celtics performed in the 24 finals series against Dallas. That offense was the worst it had been in the entire playoff run in the finals. Jason Tatum was one of his worst series in that playoff run. Jaylen Brown got hyped up because of his defense against Luka Doncic. Go check what he did. Andre Iguodala Finals MVP.
Matty, your time will start when you do.
One thing that we got to understand about the Celtics, we know that this offense is just by default, it's better than the 2012, 2013 Heat. All right. They have one of the best spacing teams of all time, one of the best 3-point shooting teams of all time. We're talking about 7 guys on the floor that could legitimately shoot the 3 ball. Miami does not have that. Now let's talk about the defense. All right. On the defensive side, we have Derek White, Drew Holiday pressuring the ball. That is way better than everything that Miami has to offer now. High-end superstars, yes. Dwayne Wade, LeBron, we know who they are. Let's also understand that Dwayne Wade at this point had multiple knee surgeries. This is not a prime Dwayne Wade that we're talking about. I would actually take Jaylen Brown to be the better player in this series. Looking at Jaylen Brown, what he's able to do on the defensive side of the ball, especially, he showed that in the Dallas series, and then winning the Finals MVP. Same amount of Finals MVP as Dwayne Wade, may I add. He was great at getting to the basket. He was great at shooting the midi. And let's also understand that the Celtics blew Dallas out of the water with Porzingis on a minutes restriction. All right. So if we're getting a fully healthy Porzingis to stretch the floor, I like our chances.
That does it for round 1, 2013 Heat versus 24 Celtics. The votes are coming in. This is round 1. We'll see who gets their team off to a better start. Currently waiting for some more votes from the judges. We'll see where they go. It does look, though, like, bear with me, waiting for a couple more judges to chime in. It does look like we are going to have Real Talk taking it with the 2013 Miami Heat, putting Team Swiper in the lead. That does put it at 1-0. Next up for Team Jordan is going to be Ron.
Hey, Real Talk. How much money you owe me?
Oh my goodness.
How much money you owe me? How much money you owe me?
I don't owe you no money, nigga.
Real talk.
$0.
Real talk. You owe me a little bit of bread. We could put it on this or we could put it on the teams. What you want to do?
What teams? Oh, you talking about? Oh, we could definitely put it on the teams. My team finna beat your team.
You don't want to put it on this matchup right here?
You know, I don't know who the judges are. Things can get a little tricky.
Hey, y'all hear that? Y'all hear that?
Yeah.
All right, no doubt. Come on,
Ron, this is your PCL debut. No pressure. You will be going first as your team is currently down 1-0. The question that we have for you, who is a better shot blocker? Victor Wembanyama or Hakeem Olajuwon? Your time starts when you do.
Thank you, Mars Blackman, for the layup. Now, I think this one is fairly easy, and it's really physics. Sorry, but I'm going to have to go with Victor Wembanyama. And the reason being is because, well, when you're 7'7", 7'6", 7'4", whatever you want to call it, it's quite easy for shots to just land in your hand. Victor Wembanyama can literally just put his hands up and block shots. I mean, we see Victor Wembanyama close out the three-point shooters. We seen it the other night. The dude jumped from the paint. You know, real talk, the painted area that's inside the perimeter, inside the arc. You know that area? I don't know if you know the physics of the court. He jumped from there and blocked the three-point shot. Victor Wembanyama literally doesn't have to try to block shots, and he blocks shots. However, when he does block shots, when he does try, he averages 4 blocks. He leads the league in blocks. He, quite frankly, will win DPOI on his block numbers. But I do want to say this one thing. Victor Wembanyama is such a talented shot blocker. He scares people from even attempting to take layups and shoot shots. Wow.
Talk, your time starts when you do.
All right, so I see I'm up here debating Dion TV fairs. Let me talk about Hakeem Olajuwon real quick. Hakeem Olajuwon, all of those shot blocking records that Wemby is close to achieving on a per season basis, guess who owns them, Ron? Hakeem Olajuwon. Yes, Victor Wembanyama is 7 feet tall. Cool. That's not the question. The question is who blocks shots better. And guess who also led the league in block shots in a playoff setting year in and year out? That was also Hakeem Olajuwon. You talk about Victor Wembanyama averaging 4 blocks in the season. Guess who's already done that, Brian? Take a guess. Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem Olajuwon and shot blocking isn't all about just height and wingspan. It's about things like timing, positioning, and those are things that Hakeem Olajuwon has over Victor Wembanyama, and that's why he still, on a per-game basis, blocks more shots than Victor Wembanyama.
Okay, that is Hakeem Olajuwon versus Victor Wembanyama as a shot blocker. We'll see what the judges have to say. Obviously, we are talking about Victor Wembanyama in year 3, so credit to him for already being in these talks, and credit to Ron for making his first ever PCL argument. Congratulations, Ron. Good debut for you. As the votes do continue to come in, it does look like it's going to be a winning debut for Ron.
What?
Bye-bye.
So that makes it 1-1.
See, this why hell no.
Don't talk. Just go to the back of the line.
Goodbye.
Quiet,
It does
Mr.
look
Talk.
like the score is now 1-1. We do have PC Hall of Famer Rezel up here now to go up against
Rez, what's up with
PC
you, boy?
host Ron.
What's up, Ron?
As the score is tied, we will once again start with team Jordan, Penn, Ron, whatever you want to call it. You will start, Ron. The question we have for you: who is the best rebounder in the NBA currently? The time starts when you do.
Rez, I hate to have to do this to you because you my dog, but hey, they're making your casket in the back. You hear that? But I'm going to have to go with a guy like Nikola Jokic because he's the most consistent rebounder in the NBA. Yes, the most consistent. I know on a night-to-night basis what I'm going to get from Nikola Jokic. On the defensive end, he's going to snatch every rebound and push the break. But on the offensive end, the reason why I got to go with Joker is because he will clean up the glass on the offensive end too. And then we got to look at Joker as well. Year after year after year, he finishes top 3, top 2, top at the league of the rebounding. And on top of that, the thing with Jokic is you'll get tip-ins from Jokic. Jokic will literally be down there cleaning up his own misses. So when you combine the offensive rebounding and the defensive rebounding, and I keep harping on the offensive rebounding too because Jokic will get the ball on the, down low in the post, shoot a shot, miss it, and tip his own rebounds in. So he's going to get 2 or 3 offensive rebounds on his own shot, and he's going to clean up other people's offensive misses too. So give me Joe.
Rezo, your time starts when you do.
Okay, I'm going to take Giannis for the best rebounder in the league. I think the way he's able to crash the defensive rebounding with weak defenders around him, like Miles Turner, like Brook Lopez, who have been trash defenders, and he's also a 4-man, so his rebounding is just more valuable. You expect your center to be a more valuable rebounder. So the fact that Giannis can play the 4 and give you the same rebounding value. Also, Giannis is averaging 4 offensive rebounds this year. He's taken a huge leap in that offensive department as far as rebounding like Jokic has. This guy who does tip-ins just like Jokic, he crashes the offensive board more than Jokic now. Also, Jokic has had better defensive rebounds around him. Giannis has had to compensate for 2 of the worst center rebounders the league knows in Miles Turner and Brook Lopez. The whole game plan of the Bucks is basically Giannis to grab the defensive rebound and then run up the court with it. And he also leads the league in rebounding in top 5 every single year. I think Giannis, just the physical threat that he is, the fact that he could just jump higher than Jokic, he can get rebounds that Jokic just can't because of his athleticism.
Okay, Giannis versus Jokic rebounding. That is not where I expected it to go. Ron is insanely confident, and he's right to be confident because he did win this one. It is now going to be
damn from Hall of Fame to rookie. Ouch.
2-1 team Penn / Jordan / Ron. Ron is Ron about to go 3-0 in his PCL debut. MTEL is the only one who can stop it now. MTEL, you will be going first as you are the one in losing position right now, but let's see if you can make it up. Combine 2 all-time players to make the best duo possible. MTEL, your time starts when you do.
The best duo ever. I'm gonna have to go with Shaq and Curry. If you put Shaq and Curry on the same team as a duo, they give you 2 impossible players. We know that Shaq and Curry have both been talked about in many conversations as being like the most impossible player in their specific craft. Shaq was the most impossible player in the paint. Nobody could guard him. He was unstoppable. He was the unstoppable force of nature. Curry is the best shooter of all time. His shooting gravity is so amazing to the fact that he played with Kevin Durant and he was drawing so much defensive attention that KD was getting wide open shots. As we know, KD was a leading scorer in the league multiple years in a row, and playing next to Curry would get him wide open shots because people are so scared of Curry's shot. His gravity, even getting closer to 40 years old, has clearly been shown in the league time and time again that no matter how old he gets, it's just too dominant. His Shaq's paint finishing is too dominant, and then combined, it's just too much dominance right there.
Your time starts when you do.
Hey, chill. Who the GOAT? LeBron James. Hey, Ron, who the GOAT? Michael Jordan. Give me Michael Jordan and give me LeBron James, and we are literally going to soup up this team to be unstoppable. Defense, if you throw a pass, one of them is intercepting it. You remember what Dwayne Wade used to do to LeBron? Throw it behind his back. Hey, LeBron to come, break the hoop. We got the best transition duo ever. We got the best perimeter defending duo ever. We got the best downhill duo ever. Hey, when the game's on the line, Jordan's going to end it. Through that, LeBron's just going to be the best player from quarter 1 to quarter 2 to quarter 3. Jordan's going to end it for us. That is literally the best duo ever. You gave me the unanimous number 1 player for everybody, or for most people, and then you gave me the other unanimous player, Jordan, for other people. That is the best duo ever.
Okay, so we have Shaq and Steph versus LeBron and Michael Jordan. Let's see who the judges go with. Ron, this is your chance to start off undefeated in the PCL. We'll see who they think. MTEL, this is your chance to start off winning as a replacement, someone who not many people would have expected to see, let alone win and knock off someone who was 2-0. As the votes do come in, it does look like, as we're waiting for one more person to see where this goes, it's taking quite a long time to cast his vote. Okay, it does look like we are going to have, unlucky Ron, it's over for you. LeBron and Michael Jordan could not get you the win. It will be MTEL winning. Ron has to leave. The score is now 2-2. LeBron and Michael Jordan were dethroned. Football Breakdown can't believe it. He's been complaining about the judges for 2 hours. Let's see if he's able to overcome such horrible judging, in his opinion. As the score is tied, we are going to start with MTEL. The question we have for you, MTEL, who peaked higher, Steph Curry or Kevin Durant? Your time starts when you do.
I'm gonna have to go with Curry. Curry is the only unanimous MVP of all time. His 2016 run is one of the most talked about runs of all time. And you see people many time and time again compare it to the best seasons of NBA history. Him as a peak player, he's so great. Again, like I said in my other argument, he's so great in his peak. He had Kevin Durant play with him, and he was bringing all the attention off of Kevin Durant himself. Kevin Durant, as good as he is, He played next to Curry, and Curry drew more attention while being on the same team with him. While Kevin Durant has been known to be this generational scorer, Curry's gravity is just too important. It's just too game defining, it's too game changing. He literally changed the sport with the amount of gravity that he's brought into the sport. You see it even now. It don't matter if he's shooting 1 for 10, 2 for 10, or 17 for 17. His three-point shooting is so scary that people just gravitate more to wanting to guard Curry. And because of that, Curry's just more impactful. Curry had the better peak. It's just obvious.
Football, your time starts when you do.
Okay, well, the answer is KD. KD is definitely the better defender and the better all-around scorer. Can score on the inside, score at the rim, score from three. When he joined Curry's team, he was the one Finals MVP. He was the one who matched up with the greatest player in the world at the time, LeBron James. And in the decisive game threes, when they're up 2-0, and Cleveland could have possibly gained momentum in the game three, KD was the one to hit the threes to end those games and put it away. And also, KD is also arguably the greatest male Olympian for the United States national team. People don't talk about that enough. He has 3 gold medals. Curry only has 1 and only showed up in the last 2 games, albeit great performances. KD has the most points for USA Olympic gold, has the MVP in 2014, and it has 30,000 points, which Curry does not have as well either. KD has great longevity, is now in Houston, playing well, and at his peak, KD's one of the most devastating scorers and a two-way demon. I think the Olympic things are understated and was arguably a more valuable player.
Okay, so that was Steph Curry versus Kevin Durant. Let's see where the judges go with that one. I'm not going to say anything as to not sway the votes. The judges are getting their votes in, and we'll see where they go with it. It does look like MTEL is going on a little run for himself. It is now 3-2 team Swiper. I didn't want to say anything, but Football Breakdown, the question was peak, and you did start going towards longevity. I have a feeling that probably hurt your chances in the debate. But we now have Penn. Penn, your team is now losing 3-2, which means you will go first. The question that we have for you is, excluding Steph Curry and anyone who has not played this season, who is the best shooter in the NBA currently?
Wait, say that question again.
Excluding Steph Curry and anyone who has not played this season, who is the best shooter in the NBA? And your time starts when you do.
I'm gonna go with Zach LaVine. Okay, so a lot of slanders talk about Zach LaVine's defense. A lot of talk about, Zach LaVine don't win, Zach LaVine don't show up. But I'll tell you one place where Zach LaVine does show up. Taking some notes from Ron. I'm gonna tell you this: he shows up from behind the 3-point line. He can get it a million different ways. He can get it off the catch. He can get it off the move. You're not telling me about PJ Tucker. You're not talking about Bruce Bowen as the greatest shooters. I'm talking about gravity. We're talking last year, nearly 45% from 3. Last year, he is one of the most efficient 3-point shooters. He is a lethal 3-point shooter. Put this guy on a good team, and you will see the narrative change around him. We have seen it before. Look at Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole is a great example. You see Jordan Poole out there, you're like, nah, he's a loser. But with what was happening with the Golden State Warriors? As a third splash brother. The way that Zach LaVine can manipulate space as a movement shooter makes him a lethal combination on a winning team with great spacing. That's my pick.
MTEL, your time starts when you do. You're muted, MTEL. We can't hear you.
My bad. I'm gonna have to go with Tyrese Maxey this year. The reason I'm going with Tyrese Maxey is because his scoring gravity has just grown exponentially this year. And I believe a big part of it is because his shooting has actually gotten better. He's shooting, I want to say, around like 42% from the 3-point line right now. And that has been a huge part of the reason why he was used to just be known as a blow-by king, but his amount of shooting has made it so now you can't play off of him. He's too fast. You have him shoot, he's going to make the shot. We have seen he's had repeated 30-point, 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 40-point games this year. He's been doing it because his shooting has improved by a extremely large amount. He's been better from the 3-point line. He's been better from the mid-range. His pull-up game has been good. His shot off of the dribble has been tremendous. It's been one of the best in the league. And honestly, Zach LaVine had a hot start, but recently I have him on my fantasy team. He has cooled off dramatically. Zach LaVine, he is a really good shooter, but not as good as Tyrese Maxey is, man.
Okay, Zach LaVine versus Tyrese Maxey for the title of the best non-Steph Curry shooter in the NBA. Let's see where the judges go with this one. I think both of you guys made good cases. I also like both of the players you guys picked. So good work to both of you. The judges are currently getting their votes in. We'll give them a little bit more time. If you don't know and you're just joining us, Team Swiper is currently up 3-2, but that can all change right here. Although it won't change right here. Tyrese Maxey and MTEL will win. That will make it 4-2. But MTEL has won 3 straight, which means, unfortunately, it's time for you to go and be replaced by team captain Swiper. MTEL has put you in a great position. You are up 4-2. Matty, welcome back. As you are on the losing team currently, Matty, you will go first. And the question we have for you is, who is the most overrated player in the NBA currently? Matty, your time starts when you do.
The most overrated player in the NBA currently is Domantas Sabonis. This guy makes all NBA teams, all-star teams, purely based off of stats. When we're actually watching him play, I could argue he is more of a detriment to his team than he does positive. He is not a good defender, all right? And as a center, that is essential. You need to be a good defender. You need to protect the rim. You need to do something. He's not good at that. He's probably he is one of the bottom 5 centers in the NBA in terms of defense. Now let's talk about his offense, where his value comes from, right? This guy has a ton of assists. I think 45% of this guy's assists, something like that, don't quote me on that, was dribble handoffs. This guy is not some amazing playmaker. He's not the second coming of Jokic just because he has high assist numbers. He doesn't space the floor either. That's another thing about him. It's not like he's like Karl Anthony Towns and he can shoot from beyond the three-point arc. He can't do that. We're talking about a really good rebounder who doesn't defend, doesn't space the floor, and doesn't create any real high-end advantages for his team.
Swiper, your time starts when you do.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I don't want to answer this, but it's Jaren Jackson Jr. Unfortunately, the issue is that he is known as an elite defender everywhere he goes. The problem is the numbers are not substantiating that he's been an elite defender for the team. He's not actually making Memphis an elite defender this year. The issue is the post-touch stuff. Even though he has numbers that say he's a good post-touch player, the issue is you get into a playoff setting, especially versus the Thunder last year. He just doesn't have the ability to get to a spot consistently and score. And so when you have a player that's making max money that has this level of role on a team and they're not impacting the rim protection like they should. Also, he's not a great switch defender either. So the issue is you're paying $40 million to a dude, asking him to be your defensive anchor, asking him to be your best scorer, and he's not doing either one of those things at a high enough level to justify the amount of money and the reputation that he has. So if you have a player that you can't give the ball to consistently, and they're also not anchoring your defense to make a significant change based on who you're playing, that is the definition of overrated, especially given the fact he is considered their second or first best player on the Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay, thank you. That does it for Jaren Jackson Jr. versus Domantas Sabonis, who is more overrated. As we wait for the votes to come in, I like both of you guys answers once again. We are currently waiting for the votes. Just to remind everyone of the score, it is 4-2 team Swiper. And it is now 5-2 to team Swiper. Jaren Jackson Jr. does take the win right there. Ron is back up. As your team is now losing, Ron, you will go first. The question I have for you guys, who is the best playoff performer in the NBA today? Ron, your time starts when you do.
Oh, why, thank you, Big Mars. The best playoff performer in the NBA? Hello, Swipovich. It is Nikola Jokic. We've seen what he did in the 23 run. I don't know who came up here and highlighted that earlier, but the efficiency, the playmaking, the on and off numbers. We know when Nikola Jokic gets in the playoffs, hence what he did to the Clippers last year. Hence him taking the Oklahoma City Thunder to 7 games last year. Hence him being the best passer when the playoffs come around. Hence him being, hey, Mars, what is he doing? What is he doing during the regular season? It's a scoring gimmick. But when he gets in the playoffs, he takes that rips it up, and he really gets to it. He actually scores with aggression. He draws defenses to him, double teams, triple teams. He makes the right plays. He quite literally floor raises for everybody. And then when the floor is raised to a ceiling, he then ceiling raises to push his team over the top. He makes Jamal Murray better. He made his coaches better. He made Michael Porter Jr. better. He makes Aaron Gordon look like damn near an all-star. Nikola Jokic is the best playoff performer in NBA history.
Swiper, your time starts when you do.
Yeah, that would be true if Jokic was the most impactful player in the playoffs, not Jamal Murray last year for the Denver Nuggets. And some of this is simple as this. Giannis, the last time he had a healthy roster around him, was a 35, 15, and 5 player. Giannis, by the way, the only player in NBA history to have 200, 150 rebounds, and 150 assists in an NBA playoff series versus the Boston Celtic. And last year versus the Indiana Pacers, he averaged 35 points a game on plus 10 efficiency versus the Pacers, including the fact that he averaged 10 plus rebounds, averaged 5 plus assists. And the issue is that every year you can track this. When Giannis has had a good team around him, they've been a top flight level defense in the NBA playoffs as well. And even in a series that he quote unquote dropped in, game 5 versus the Miami, he had 38 points and 20 rebounds, not including the fact in 2021 had the most dominant NBA final series we've seen in the last 10 years and had a 50-point game that he made 17 free throws and made every single, every single shot he took inside of the paint.
Bet you didn't expect that, chat. A Jokic versus Giannis debate with two people on complete opposite sides to what you would expect. Swiper arguing for Giannis, Ron arguing for Jokic. This is what the PCL is all about. You have to make the argument no matter where you may stand on the issue. As we wait for some more votes to come in, we'll see who was able to go against their true beliefs better, because that's really what this was. And I loved every second of it. The votes are coming in right now. Let's see.
Swiper, that
wins.
Nah.
Did it hurt? It does look like Swiper will take the win. That will be Team Swiper up 6-2. They are widening the gap. Football Breakdown is back up. Welcome back. You seem more demoralized further away than you were before. Let's see what happens here. You will go first. Who is the best player to never be an all-star? We will not accept any players who are currently on rookie contracts as an answer. Go ahead.
About ever?
Yes, in NBA history.
I'm gonna go Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray is probably the best player to never be an all-star. Jamal Murray had 250-point games in one playoff run, massively helped the Nuggets advance in 2020 in the bubble championship. Jamal Murray also had a series where he played like prime Steph in 2023 when he was sensational, averaging 35 on 5 on crazy, real true shooting. Is always a playoff riser, one of the best playoff performers going from the regular season to the playoffs, and always elevates to an all NBA level first team type of guard. Amazing shot creator, amazing shot maker, able to hit game winners in clutch situations, whether it's against the Lakers or other teams, go band for band for the other team's best guards and compensate for other players who are not scoring on the team, and raises to level and as frankly outplay guys like Chris Paul and other all-stars who've gone to the playoffs and have underperformed. I would definitely take Jamal Murray because without those performances, Jokic just doesn't have those chips and Denver doesn't have a ring.
Swiper, your time starts when you do.
Yeah, if Jamal Murray did that more than once, I think you'd have an argument. The answer is Ron Harper. Now, a lot of people don't realize this. Ron Harper walked in the league averaging 22 points a game. He was also Rookie of the Year that year. He had multiple seasons of averaging 20 or more points a game, never made the playoffs. And by the way, if you ask players at that time who was the best guard defender they faced, one of the first names they're going to hear is Ron Harper. He was a 6'5" floor general who made it work with the Lakers, helped them win. Make it work with Chicago Bulls, helped them win. And if you look and see how Ron Harper played, he transitioned from being a consistent 20 points per game player, got with Michael Jordan, became the POA defender versus the best guard throughout NBA playoff runs, NBA finals runs. And if you actually go back and look at who the most impactful perimeter defender outside of Scottie Pippen was in a lot of those NBA finals, it was Ron. So Ron transitioned from being Rookie of the Year, consistent 20 points per game player, never made an all-star, and then became one of the best POA defenders and playmakers we had in the sport. You will not find another player with a career like Ron Harper.
Okay, Ron Harper versus Jamal Murray. We wait for the votes to come in. If Swiper wins, he makes it a 7-2 contest. If football wins, he closes the gap to 6-3. This is hopefully going to be close. We'll see. The votes are coming in. I do think both of you guys made compelling cases. Just waiting for the final results. Swiper goes on a 3-round winning streak, which means it is now 7-2 Team Swiper. Congratulations to Swiper for the 3-game streak. Real Talk versus Penn.
Hey, shout
This
out
is an
MTL
interesting
and
matchup.
Swipe. You feel me? Shout out MTL and Swipe. I'm getting carried. But this
You
is
absolutely
teamwork.
well,
This is
you
not
are getting
fair.
carried, but let's see if you are able to win this matchup right here. Penn, you will go first. The question is, who played better in the 08-09 season? Dwayne Wade or Kobe Bryant? Penn, your time starts when you do.
Is this regular season?
Everything in totality.
Okay. I am going to argue for Dwayne Wade. I think D Wade was at the peak and the absolute height of his powers. Don't think he had Phil Jackson and the triangle offense carrying him. He did not have anywhere close to the level of teammates that Pau Gasol was. And he absolutely was a flash. And that's why he got the nickname. He was a flash. He was a better defender than Kobe Bryant at that stage. Respect to the great Kobe Bean Bryant. Rest in peace. But at that point, Kobe was nowhere near that level of defender that D Wade was. He wasn't as close. He wasn't quite the finisher that D Wade was. I think Wade was a very underrated passer, playmaker at that stage. And because Kobe ends up winning the championship, the legacy and stuff, and D Wade didn't quite have that type of success in the playoffs, where he got to the finals with that team, I feel like people diminish just how great D Wade was at the peak of his powers. Again, timing is everything in life. He won early. He won later in his career, but right in the middle, one could argue that was the greatest D Wade season ever.
Real Talk, your time starts when you do.
Yeah, so as far as who played better in the 09 season, I think there are two parts of the season, obviously, regular season and post. And although Dwayne Wade was able to put up more volume statistics in 09 because he had a worse team than Kobe Bryant was the better player. And that hinges upon him, number one, still being a better shooter than Dwayne Wade from all areas of the court except at the rim. He was also a better free throw shooter than Dwayne Wade. And then when we get to the playoff legacy, as far as Kobe Bryant putting together final series and the playoff runs in 09 and 2010 and even 08 is incredible. He averages 30 points that entire playoff run, and then he gets to the finals, and game one of the finals he has a 40-point, 8 rebound, 8 assist masterclass against the Orlando Magic in 2009. So when you look at Kobe Bryant from a totality standpoint, he's a better player than Dwayne Wade in 2009.
09 Kobe versus 09 Wade. Penn is writing words on papers. The votes are coming in. Team Swipe is looking to extend the lead. Team Penn is looking to close the gap. The votes are coming in. Let's see where this ultimately goes. Let's see if Real Talk can stop being carried, as he eloquently said. The votes are on their way. We do have a few votes. And okay. Real Talk, congratulations. You have now got yourself off the mark. You are now helping your team.
Well, that's my second win, by it's
yeah. The
also,
score
Penn,
is currently...
you still have no dub against me. I just want you to know that. Take that.
Congratulations. The score is 8-2. So, Matty, no pressure, but if you want to make this a contest, you got to rattle off some wins. The question we have for you: who is the greatest Celtic of all time? Your time starts when you do.
Greatest Celtic of all time is Bill Russell. I mean, 11 championships. He has 5 MVPs. This guy is the best defender of all time. We're talking about a guy who came into the league, drafted 2nd overall, and he anchored the #1 defense in his rookie year. He won the championship his rookie year. The only reason why he lost the only time he ever lost the finals was in his 2nd year in the NBA, and he got injured. That's the only time he ever lost. 13 years in the league, 12 years, he anchored the #1 defense in the league. Not only was it the #1 defense in the league, if you look at relative defensive rating, 7 of the top 10 relative defensive rated teams of all time were defenses anchored by Bill Russell. And it's not like, oh, he had Hall of Fame teammates that were also carrying the load. And they were to an extent, not to the extent that people say it to, because their offenses were statistically garbage. So we're talking about a team that is winning strictly off of defense, which was Bill Russell's calling card. I'll also note that after Bill Russell retired in 1969, they went from being the best defense in the league to being the 8th best defense in the league.
Real talk, your time starts when you do.
Absolutely. So Bill Russell is obviously a great pull for this. However, it's not about who impacted their singular team the most. It's about who is the greatest Celtic of all time. And be it as it may, the first person that gets brought up in your imagination when you think Boston Celtics, maybe for some other reasons we won't get into, is Larry Bird. Larry Bird has 3 championships, obviously. He went on a 3-peat as far as an MVP player. And what Larry Bird and Magic Johnson was able to do as a duo, bringing the league into relevancy, should account for something. That's why we put Larry Bird with the Boston Celtics, because before Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, there was a period in the 70s where the NBA was on tape delay. The NBA wasn't making money. Larry Bird, as a singular face for that franchise and that city, put the NBA on the map alongside Magic Johnson.
2 all-time greats, Larry Bird versus Bill Russell. Who is the greatest Celtic of all time? Matty versus Real Talk. Team Swiper versus Team Jordan/Penn. Let's see who ultimately wins. 2 really good arguments, 2 really good answers. Both went down different avenues. Very, very impressive that both of you guys could do that. The votes are coming in now. Let's see who wins. We are just waiting on a few more votes. Matty Ice, you have won with Bill Russell. That makes the score 8-3. Let's see if you're able to keep it going. Rezel is back up. Matty, you will go first once again as your team is still trailing. The question we have for you, Rezel, you have some background noise. So I don't know if you can fix that. The question we have for you, Matty, is who is the biggest choker in NBA history?
Biggest choker in NBA history is Doc Rivers. I know most people go the player route. Let's go the coaching route, all right? He wins the NBA Finals in 2008. Other than that, that is all that he has to show for his career. Not only is he choking on the court, blowing leads in the first round. He's up 3-1 in 2020, blowing leads, not making adjustments. When he was the head coach of the 76ers, he's up 3-2 in 2023 against the Boston Celtics. What happens? He loses game 6. Game 7, Tatum drops 50, the most in a playoff game ever by a Celtic. Not only is he choking on the floor, he is choking off the floor. This man, when he was the head coach of the Orlando Magic, choked, teaming up Dwight Howard and Tim Duncan because he didn't want Tim Duncan's family on the plane. That is one of the biggest choke jobs off the court in NBA history. All you need to do is say, hey, your fam can travel with the team. And you have one of the greatest, arguably the greatest power forward of all time. But he choked that from his own pettiness.
Rezel, your time starts when you do.
I took my headset off. Did you say biggest choke job?
The biggest choker. One individual, the biggest choker in NBA history.
Number 13, Karl Malone. This is a guy who's represented as 2nd or 3rd best power forward ever. His career history is losing not only in early playoff rounds, which with the Jazz, with one of the best point guards of that time in John Stockton. Their team was very good. Actually, when Karl Malone and John Stockton took a lesser role and let the shooters around them, that's when they actually advanced to the finals. But in the finals, Karl Malone choked away to Michael Jordan when he got the ball stolen from him, which led to the iconic Jordan shot. Karl Malone's whole legacy is about choking. Karl Malone might have the most points of all time, but in the playoffs, he drops with that. So I just think Karl Malone's the biggest choke job of all time. Having the best point guard of all time, or arguably one of the best point guards of all time, and only going to the finals twice, and being the direct reason you lost that finals because you lost the ball in the crucial moment. That's the definition of choking.
2 very different answers. Karl Malone, number 32, Mr. 13, or Doc Rivers, Mr. blown 3-1 leads, Mr. can't get Tim Duncan to sign for my team. Very interesting avenues that both of you guys chose to go down. Let's see who ultimately wins. Once again, the score is currently 8-3. Matty needs this to make it 8-4. Rezel needs this to get his team one step closer to victory. The votes are coming in. And once again, I think the people liked the unorthodox route because Matty Ice is on a 2-round winning streak. The score is 8-4. Mtel is back up. Mtel, you might, if you go on another 3-game streak, you can win it for your team here. So let's see just how good you can do. Matty, you will be going first once again. The question I have for you, who is the best guard in the Eastern Conference? Your time starts when you do.
The best guard in the Eastern Conference is Jalen Brunson. We're talking about a guy. He is very ball dominant. He is an efficient scorer. I know that he struggles mostly in the early parts of the regular season. So what he's going through right now, it's nothing out of the ordinary. It happened last year. It happened the year before that. Jalen Brunson is also a guy who's averaging 30 in the playoffs in multiple series and multiple runs. Jalen Brunson, if you look at the numbers, is a better scorer in the playoffs than Jason Tatum, a guy who has been in the playoffs multiple times before. Jalen Brunson is one of the best on-ball playmakers in the league as well. A lot of people like to disrespect him there. Jalen Brunson, he's very good using that little offhand. He's a lefty. He can make people miss with that. Jalen Brunson is great around the basket as well, drawing contact for his size. You really just need to tip your hat off to a guy like Jalen Brunson, who has been to the conference finals before. He dethroned the NBA champion Boston Celtics last year. Got to give your respect to Jalen Brunson, best point guard in the East.
Mtel, your time starts when you do.
Okay, so honestly, he didn't go with either two answers I would have thought of, but I'm gonna have to go easily Donovan Mitchell here. Donovan Mitchell, his whole NBA career has always been a player that has always brought his teams to very extreme heights. Even last year, he's never actually had a bad playoffs. In these past years since he's been on Cleveland, if you really look at it, every time that he plays very good, his team gets very good outcomes. The only thing that's ever really held his team back was injuries, whether to himself or to his teammates, as in last year. Last year, his teammates all was going down. He lost Darius Garland for an extended amount of time. He lost Mobley for an extended amount of time, and that was the main reason why they didn't go on to make it to the conference championship game to even be able to get a chance to go to the finals. You could argue health was the thing that held them back. It's the only thing holding back the Cleveland Cavaliers from making the finals, if we want to be honest. Jalen Brunson, although he has been really good at times, it has been shown over and over that Donovan Mitchell just can elevate his team to higher.
The question was guard, not point guard. I explicitly said guard. So if anyone wondering, Memtel did answer the question correctly. He answered with a guard, so don't let that sway your opinion. He definitely followed the prompt. So we do have Donovan Mitchell versus Jalen Brunson. The judges are getting their votes in. Let's see who wins. If Matty wins, he makes it 8-5, and that will be his third in a row. If Mtel wins, he makes it 9-4. So let's see who the judges are going to go with. Once again, I think Matty's doing a good job. Mtel has been really, really good today. Let's see who the judges favor. The votes are in, and the winner will be Matty Ice. 3 straight is very, very impressive.
That's what's up.
That will be 8-5. Matty will now be replaced by, I think Ron is the next person up.
Y'all gonna cheat me again?
Okay.
Are y'all gonna cheat me again?
Welcome back, Ron. Anyway, the question, we will start with Ron as his team is behind. Who is better, Evan Mobley or Chet Holmgren? Ron, your time starts when you do.
We're not jacking that fake DPOI. We're not doing that. Chet Holmgren this year has clearly proven that he is better than Evan Mobley. Let's just start with him off the ball. I'm better moving without the ball. I'm better cutting. I'm a actual legitimate floor spacer for my team. Also, I anchor my defense too. If you come in here, I'm blocking your shots. If I have to switch out on the perimeter, I'll move my feet with the guards. I actually am somebody who helps to anchor the best defense in the NBA. Now, let's just talk about offensively. Get off the dribble. Chet Holmgren, 1 dribble pull-up, 2 dribble pull-up. Chet Holmgren will actually get in the post and make a move. Chet Holmgren is aggressive. He doesn't get the soft label put on him, even though he is skinny and even though he is prone to injury. Chet Holmgren Holmgren actually is aggressive. Chet Holmgren actually makes winning plays. And you know what? It is evident by what his team did in the finals, by his team winning last year and being number one in the Western Conference, by what his team is doing this year. Chet Holmgren, quite frankly, just impacts winning more.
Swiper, your time starts when you do.
Yeah, I agree. Chet Holmgren is better. I think the reasons Ron brought up are all negative, though. I think the issue is right now Chet Holmgren is shooting 70+% from two. He's shooting 30+% from three, 37+% from three, and also the fact that he's shooting 86% from the free throw line. Right now, Chet Holmgren is one of the only players ever coupled with Jokic to be averaging over 20 points a game and 70 true shooting this year. He's literally having an unprecedented scoring season for forward, while also having an even bigger impact on the defensive end than he did last season. The only thing that was holding Chet back is that he played 32 games last year in the regular season. Now he's fully healthy. You're getting a chance to see his full offensive personnel. And if you look at the numbers with him and SGA, they're even better offensively with those two on the floor than they were last season. And then on top of that, Chet, because he's healthy, his mobility in space is even better. His ability to attack at the rim is even better. But the thing that's really separating him from Evan Mobley this year is the scoring and your ability to be able to score inside and outside at any level. He's been great. He's been great all year.
Get him out of here. Pack him up. Bye, Swiper. Hey,
well,
that's not how the debate goes.
We're not going to allow Ron to sway any potential.
Yeah, that's not how the debate goes, by the way.
What we are going to do is say Swiper just made PCL history. First person to argue the same argument as the person who went before him and tried to do it better. Let's see if the judges agreed with that method.
Wait. No. Did we not read the rules? Did we not read the rules?
What are the rules?
As a matter of fact, no. Go ahead, judges. The rules are clear. If you argue the same point as the person before you, you're out. But let's say what the judges got to say. I don't even want to go with the rules. I want to get packed up fair and square.
Are the rules also that just for clear? Are the rules also that the panelist, the captain, cannot sway and coach in the comment section?
No, the rules are the rules.
Penn absolutely did that. Is that a rule? I just want to make sure. Is that a rule or is that not a rule? Are you allowed to coach in the comments?
Pin, stop.
Okay, so making sure.
We now have a lot of people arguing. As I'm reading through the King of the Court rules that I was so eloquently sent. Nowhere on there does it say what Ron just said.
Nobody read the message in the group. It doesn't matter. Let's just go with the vote.
Those are the rules.
Doesn't matter.
Is it a rule or not?
The vote said Ron won regardless. So Team Jordan has now made it 8-6. But I will say, on the King of the Court rules that was sent to me,
that I read as well, exactly.
It does not say anywhere that one cannot make the same argument. That is what I'm reading off of. That is what is sent to me. I will say from now on, I guess, do not do that. But I'm reading the King of the Court rules document I was sent. It doesn't say that. Anyway, Ron, you still won. Swiper, we will move on. Real Talk is back up. Swiper's team is up 8-6. Team Jordan, Team Penn is making itself a comeback. The question will be starting with Ron. Who is a better third option? Austin Reeves or Derek White? Time starts when you do, Ron.
Hey, real talk. You might want to pick my answer, buddy. This isn't even close, y'all. I don't even know how this topic came about, but Austin Reeves clears Derek White. Yeah, it was cool last year when you were doing your thing, but Austin Reeves has clearly shown this year the caliber of player he is as a third option. Averaging 30 for a moment in time, going for 50s, 40s. The playmaking is a huge gap. Austin Reeves, you can literally put the ball in his hands and he can be a number one option on any given night. So when you scale him down to the third option, he's going to make those connective plays. He's going to find ways to take the defensive attention on offense. Also on top of that, he's going to push the break. He's going to make the right plays. He can run that pick and roll like a maestro. Austin Reeves is one of the best third options that the NBA has ever seen. And this is going to be evident when he gets his next contract. He makes Luka's life so much easier. He's going to make LeBron's life so much easier. And Austin Reeves is a better scorer, a better passer, and a better off.
Real Talk, your time starts when you do.
Yeah, so I don't know what kind of rigging these questions are doing when I come up here, but I'm going to go ahead and say Derek White. The question is, mind you, be very mindful, Now, who's better as a first or second option? Who's a better third option? What do third option guards usually have to do a lot of? Catching and shooting, attacking a closeout. May I remind you, although Austin Reeves is very well better on the ball, go look at his past 2-3 years catch and shoot percentages. It's terrible. It's in the low 30s. Derek White is one of the better catch and shoot players in the league today. On top of that, what about the defense that Derek White is providing opposed to Austin Reeves in a third option? Austin Reeves does benefit from having the ball in his hands and being able to play make and do all that and attack the basket. But if he's in a third role, he's not going to have the opportunity to do that. So don't let Derek White not being a good one make you think he's not a good three.
The judges' votes will be coming in shortly. I will say maybe I just have more faith in my ability because I feel like these questions are entirely easy to debate. But if they are unfair, I guess, I will try and make them more equal.
Mars, don't worry about
yeah,
the
my
panelists if
bad,
they're
guys. My
crying.
bad. As a two-time
it's
PCL
all
champ,
good, Mars. I thought that was a great question.
I forget not everyone's at the same capacity. Real Talk did
brother,
win.
I took you 7 games, brother.
He mopped the floor with you, Ron. So Real Talk did win. Team Swiper is now up 9-6. Real Talk, if you win the next 2, you win it for your team. So no pressure. Okay. The question here will be, who would you rather have as your starting center? Rudy Gobert or Jarrett Allen? We will start with Football Breakdown. Time starts when you do.
When do I get to go first?
When your team's losing.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I would definitely go with Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is shown to be a better defender, 4-time defensive player of the year, overall better defender than Jared Allen, better rebounder, better at guarding bigs, better at picking up guards when we're coming into the paint. I just think he provides so much more of a higher defensive impact and shown to not be so soft when it comes to playoff settings. He went head-to-head with Jokic in the Game 7 and helped slow him down to allow the Wolves to win. Even in the game, I think 6 before, when they won by 40, they made a huge statement win. That's based a lot on Rudy's defense against Jokic. Rudy has just been a consummate defender over the span of his career. The defense doesn't lie. And when it comes to Jared Allen has vastly underperformed in the playoffs, especially for the Cavs, who are touted as a 1 seed and have vastly underperformed against inferior competition. I would definitely take Rudy Gobert. He's available. He's the better defender, which is their primary roles, because Jared Allen doesn't have much to offer offensively anyway.
Talk your time starts when you do.
So he just lied at the end and said Jared Allen doesn't have much to offer offensively anyway. Jared Allen, let's be quite frank, is the better offensive player than Rudy Gobert. And that is the downside to having Rudy Gobert as your starting center in a playoff setting, because every single time we see that his lack of offensive ability usurps sometimes even his great defense that he's providing. Sometimes it is more beneficial to have Rudy Gobert off the court than playing in a series. And let me tell you and give you a great example. Football Reference, Rudy Gobert in that Nuggets series against the Denver Nuggets in 23-24. Might I remind you that the Timberwolves blew the doors off the Denver Nuggets in the game Rudy Gobert did not participate in. Rudy Gobert sat a game and the Timberwolves blew them out.
Okay, Jarrett Allen versus Rudy Gobert. Football versus Real Talk. Football needs this to make it 9-7. Real Talk needs this to get 1 win away from winning. Let's see who the judges go with. Some of the votes are in, waiting for a couple more. I think you guys did good. Was that question better for you? Or was that still not good enough? They're still getting complaints? Just testing the waters. Okay, you are always complaining, but you did win once again. So that does make it 10-6. And I know Real Talk's happy. He has the chance to win against Penn. This is going to be interesting. Penn will go first as his team is down. The question:
am I in my hoodie mellow arc right now? This is like I'm hanging on by a thread. This is like my last chance. Okay, got you. Go ahead.
Pretty much is your last chance. The question we have for you. Who is the best scorer in the NBA? Pen, your time starts when you do.
This one's easy. And when the game is on the line, you take the layup. I'm taking the layup. I got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You want a 2-point bucket? Sure. But if you want a free throw, I got Shai. Over Luka, who he's presumably going to pick. This is a dude who is carrying a constantly space-deprived defensive-first offense, and he's getting anything he wants at any time. You're probably going to say, oh, he's a free throw merchant, Pen. Well, actually, Luka gets to the line a lot more than Shai this year. You might say, well, Luka's scoring more, Pen. Luka's scoring more. Well, Luka's having to play fourth quarters. If I take the fourth quarters out, Shai is easily a better scorer. Shai is better from three this year. Shai is ambidextrous. Shai is reinventing what it means to be a mid-range assassin. Constant rim pressure, constant finishing, constant unpredictability, constant counters, constant flexibility, constant heart attack, constant game winners, constant winning 15-1.
Talk time starts when you do.
Constantly not plus 10 relative true shooting that Nikola Jokic is. Nikola Jokic is the best scorer in the NBA right now. We want to bring up mid-range shooting. How about 60+% from mid-range, which is Nikola Jokic? How about 80% at the basket, lapping everybody in the field? That's Nikola Jokic. How about we talk about a 40+% three-point shooter from three, which Shai is not? Guess who is, Ben? Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic is actually more efficient from all three levels on the court outside than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So Nikola Jokic is better at the rim. He's better in the float area. He's better in mid-range. He's better from three, but somehow he's not the better shooter. I mean, not the better scorer, excuse me. I'm confused. He's doing 29 a game on plus 10 relative true shooting, 70+ true shooting, Ben. Stop doing that. You know you're the best scorer in the league right now.
Okay, so we have Pen arguing for Shai, Real Talk arguing for Jokic. Only on the PCL do you see Real Talk arguing for Jokic. Did he do enough to get the win? Did Pen do enough to keep his team in it?
Someone clip that, please. Someone, please, Lord.
I'm
clip
sure
that.
everything. I'm sure everything will be clipped. I'm sure that's what we do. We create great content around here. The votes are on their way in. Let's see who ultimately won. We need this for Penn's team to stay alive, but unfortunately, they are not alive. Real Talk has gone 3 straight. He has won the game for his team. Nikola Jokic is the best scorer in the NBA. Team Swiper prevails. Team Penn / Team Jordan / Team Ron has.
Hey,
lost.
Ron, call me from the losers lounge, you bum. Call me from the losers round with all those antics and whatnot. Talk basketball next time.
Hang on. One second. When I bring up Jokic's scoring gravity in a Harden debate, I'm laughed off the stage. But he says that Jokic is a better scorer than Shai and wins the debate because he just, come on, man. Y'all robbed us so many times.
Yeah, hey, the judges are getting fired.
Everyone who
on
loses
everything.
is
The
getting
judges are done.
Yo,
done. I can't wait to
He's
talk
not
about this
he's
on
not
Monday.
a better scorer than Shai. Come on, man.
I also just want Real Talk
There's
to know
two
now that
answers.
the debate's
I'm
over.
so
Real Talk, just thought you would want to know. Jokic is actually plus 15 relative true shooting. So yeah, if you want to know that, let me just in case you didn't know, it's actually plus 15.
Hey,
so, yeah.
what you tell him?
Hey, wait.
There you go. Let's bring Mtel up here. Shout out to Mtel for being a replacement and then going on a 3-0 run.
You did your thing.
Did I do better this time, Chat?
Hey, you did your
Yeah,
thing.
you did good.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
You did good.
Thing, bro.
You absolutely did an amazing job. But shout out to Team Swiper. I'm going to move some of you guys to the back. We're going to have just the captain up here. Swiper, are you proud of your team? How did your team perform?
No, I think MTEL did a phenomenal job knowing that, again, it wasn't an hour, Mars. It was about 30 minutes and some seconds. Not you, but like he found out real late he was going to step in and he won, 4 matches today? 4 matches in the first round?
Including 3
Then Real Talk, obviously, ended it really well. Rezel, he'll have an even better round this time. Mars, is not you. I wasn't aware of the rule. Ron said that's a new rule. That was a rule. I wasn't familiar with it. But I think Chet Holmgren is significantly outplaying, Evan right now. I don't know. I was trying to make a good argument, see if I could re-up what he was doing because I wouldn't have believed that one bit, given how great Chet's played this year. But yeah, for real, shout out to you. Doing a great job as a host so far. It's a very difficult job.
I'm trying.
It's a very difficult job.
I'm enjoying it. It's much more easy just being up here, just watching you guys go at it. But we will have obviously the two winning teams, Swiper's team versus Cho's team, facing off to see who will progress in the PCL. We are going to have. Let me read some super chats actually before we start the debate. Quinn became a new member, so shout out to Quinn. Welcome to the PC membership community. The Trib one said Ox won 4 straight. I just checked it. If he did, whoops, his team still lost though, so ultimately didn't affect anything. Masenko G said Penn's giving out debate points in the comments. Come on now, Penn. And yes,
I have not been confirmed if that's illegal or not, by the way.
Well, his team lost too, so ultimately it didn't matter either. And then Hunter TV said Swiper arguing for Giannis and Real Talk arguing for Jokic. I could shed a tear. That's what the PCL is all about. And okay, now that we have everything set up, Swiper's team versus Chill's team, the way it's going to work is the team that won by a larger margin, similar to the NBA Cup, will decide if they want to start round 1. So Swiper, as your team won by a larger margin, do you want to go first in round 1 or do you want to go second in round 1?
Real talk, thumbs up or thumbs down. You want to go first? Since you're starting off. Thumbs up or thumbs down since you're starting off.
Let's go second. I want to go second.
All right, second.
He wants to go second. Okay, so we will start in the same order as before, which means it will be Real Talk versus Dion in round 1. Let's get those guys up here. There we go. Okay, there we go. Real Talk will go second, which means Dion will go first. The question we are going to start with: who peaked higher, Steph Curry or Hakeem Olajuwon? Dion, you start, and the time starts when you do.
So I'll probably definitely know Hakeem. I think Hakeem peaked, higher just because of the offense and the defensive, side of the ball. You gotta look at it, man. He dragged a little.
Is that worse than the Rui answer, chat?
Man, let him bring him back. Let him see it.
Dion, are you good? Dion, are you good? Are you with us?
Hold on, I bet. Yeah, I was lagging. I'm here now.
You good now? You good now?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah,
okay, your time will start when you do.
All right.
Yeah, your time will start when you do.
All right, y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me clearly now.
We hear you good.
Yeah. All right, cool. So yeah, I got Hakeem. I think Hakeem peaked higher. Just because the offense and the defensive side of the ball. Hakeem, a guy that can go get 30 and 15, be the best offensive player and the best defensive player. When he peaked, during his time period, he peaked with a lesser team. That 1994 championship, he had a way lesser team, a way deeper seed inside the West that he was at. He's like the 7th seed or 6th seed, whatever. But he was at the back of the of his division. And then again, like I said, he can affect both sides of the ball. Hakeem could be your best scorer and your best defender. Curry, I mean, he's going to mention Curry about all his offensive stuff, but he's not affecting like Hakeem does on defense. And I think that's a big factor. And again, we've never seen Curry, drag a lesser team like how Hakeem had, to the NBA championship. Hakeem championship, one of the best championships to do it as a one-man army. We all know that. That's just factual history. I mean, you can say anything you want about Curry's offense, but again, Hakeem's better on offense and defense.
So when we are discussing peaks, we're discussing impact on the game. And so does Hakeem's impact via defensively and offensively usurp Steph as an offensive player? I would argue the latter. No, because from 2015 to let's say 19, Steph Curry literally changed the game. Steph Curry, from an impact standpoint, as far as net rating, offensive rating, all of that on the court, usurped anything Hakeem put together. And when you're talking about peaks, you brought up that Hakeem was a 6-7 seed. How about the fact that Steph Curry during his peak was leading a 73-win team, and outside of maybe being hurt in the finals, finishes off with a championship? Steph Curry didn't have to wait for the actual best player in the league to leave to arguably be the best player in the league. Because from 2015 to 2016, you could argue Steph was a better player than LeBron.
That does it. Peak Hakeem versus peak Steph Curry. Real talk versus Dion from Ohio to get it started in round one. The votes are on their way in. Let's see who ultimately is going to win. Both of you guys, I do think, started off quite well for your teams. Hopefully, whoever loses doesn't say it's rigged. Hopefully, you guys just be gracious in defeat. The votes are on their way in. Just waiting for a couple more. We will be with you guys shortly. Let's get this up and running. Okay. The votes say Real Talk won, so they think Peak Steph was the better argument. So Team Swipers off to a good start, up 1-0. That brings us to Domo. Hello, Domo.
My good friend. How you doing, brother?
Do you practice that? Is that your shot? Do you practice that shot? Valentine, no. What? Oh my God.
Okay, anyway. Let's go with who peaked higher. And Domo will go first, as his team is losing. Who peaked higher? Kobe Bryant or Tim Duncan? Domo, the time starts when you do.
Easy answer. Who peaked higher? Kobe Bryant. In terms of what I think of peaked higher, is exceeding expectations and where you end up amongst the top of the mountain with the rest of NBA history. Kobe Bryant gets talked about in a GOAT conversation constantly. Kobe Bryant has transcended the game of basketball to be an icon for years and years to come. And Kobe Bryant has influenced a generation beyond him to be something better than anyone has ever expected. Tim Duncan is a great player, that's fair. But in terms of peaking high, stop it. His peaks do not compare to the peaks of a Kobe Bryant. And we all know this because we have conversations about the GOAT, and there is one name that is constantly there or is an honorable mention, and there is one name that is constantly at 5 at best. Give me Kobe Bryant 9 times out of 9, 10 times out of 10, 100 times out of 100. Give me the bean. The guy that came in and the only person that thought he would end up where he ended up was him. No one else believed he would be the next Jordan, and he surpassed that.
Real talk, your time starts when you do.
Hold on, because my heart is heavy. I have to argue against my guy, man. Oh man. Okay. Wait, start the wait. Go back to a minute. What are we doing? I had started.
He was just complaining about his heavy heart.
Thank you. Now let's go. Okay. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. And the answer to this question is Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan in his peak is one of the 5, if not top 3 greatest defenders to ever touch a basketball court, and was leading historic defense after historic defense in the regular season and post setting. Also, I would just like to remind y'all how good Tim Duncan is as an offensive player, as he did win MVP, averaging about 23, 24 points back in 2003, right? So it's not like that doesn't go up to 30 around today's game. But here's the dagger, Damo. 2003 is usually mentioned as Kobe's best season in his career. Unfortunately, in 2003, Tim Duncan played that same Kobe Bryant, paired with Shaquille O'Neal, and packed them niggas up on the way to a championship in 2003. I'll go Tim Duncan.
What does that have to do?
Tim Duncan versus Kobe Bryant. Domo versus Real Talk. Real Talk versus Heavy Heart. Let's
just get to run the time back. I thought the rules was once you start talking, the timer goes. That's crazy.
When you get to the PCL final and lose to someone way better than you, you're able to command the clock. And that's what Real Talk was able to do. So the votes are on their way in. Obviously, Kobe Bryant versus Tim Duncan. Real Talk versus Domo. Waiting for a couple more votes.
Man, this is crazy.
I don't think it's that crazy. So let's. Do we have all our votes in? I believe we do. Tim Duncan, Mr. Heavy Heart, you have won. That does make it 2-0 Team Swiper. Akil is now with us. Akil is now in the car and with us.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi went out, so I had to switch positions.
Welcome. The question you have, you will be going first. Which question do we want to go with? Who is the most underrated player ever? Time starts when you do.
Okay. So I am actually going to go with Hakeem. I know he's consistent, like top 12, 13 players of all time, but a lot of people don't have him, above Shaq, which I disagree with. I do think he might be just behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as being the first or second greatest center of all time. I don't like this conversation of Shaq just consistently being above him, even though Hakeem, granted Shaq was only in the second year, but Hakeem beat him 4-0. He's always outplayed him until he got to his older age of like 37, 38, 39. He's been better on defense, playmaking, scoring-wise. I feel like it could be a wash. I know Shaq is the most dominant player ever, but Hakeem was going toe-to-toe with every single center, that being Shaq, Dave Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Alonzo Mourning, you name it. He was outperforming them by almost like a wide gap where it was noticeably different that he was on a different tier than all those other guys. So I think Hakeem in his peak was the most underrated because I do think he should be above Shaq as far as all-time leaderboards.
Real talk. Time starts when you do.
So Hakeem Olajuwon is a pretty good pick, but however, underrated to what extent? Because he's frequently in top 10 discussions. However, a player I do believe deserves to be there, but due to his lack of winning, isn't, is Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett, if we be honest with it, and if you consider his peak and his prime, is for sure one of the 10 most impactful players of all time. However, KG was stuck in Minnesota on bad roster after bad roster, and so we didn't get to see him hoist the trophy and exalt him into conversations that he quite frankly belongs in. But we did get to see him in 08, an even lesser version of himself, still be a championship caliber player and the best player on a championship caliber team and win Defensive Player of the Year. So when we talk about not being rated correctly because of outside circumstances, I have to go with Kevin Garnett.
KG versus Hakeem Olajuwon, most underrated players of all time. And we named two guys who are unanimously top 5 all time at their position. Interesting. The poll is up. We will see what the judges come up with. Real talk, if you win this, you will have started off on a 3-0 streak, putting your team in a very commanding
There's actually
position. 6
in a row now because I finished out the last one.
Yeah, we don't go back to last. Yeah. The past is the past. The past is the past.
You're right.
Yeah, we don't care about that. But let's see if you are able to go 3-0 here and get your team into a really, really advantageous position. The poll is up, and you were able to do it. KG did prevail. Real talk, good work. You are up 3-0. It is now your time.
Oh, Chill, you just missed this work, Chill. You just missed this work.
No, I didn't. No, I thought I was getting it. I really thought I was getting it. I was prepared for you, Real Talk. I was definitely ready for you. Yes, sir.
We do have Chill versus Rezel though, and I do think this will be a good debate. We will start with Chill as his team is trailing. The question is going to be, who is the most overrated championship team ever?
The most
time starts when you do.
You can start at the most overrated championship team of all time, the Miami Heat, 2006. No question about it. This team, even with Shaq and with Dwayne Wade, as much as Dwayne Wade did in that postseason, the reason why they're overrated is because when I look at you as a championship team, I look at what you do afterwards. I don't just look at what you do when you win a championship. What do you do afterwards? Yes, Dwayne Wade went on this fantastic run. Shaq was 20-10 in the playoffs. They had great players like Antoine Walker. They had great players like James Posey, who was a great rotation player, no question about that. And Dwayne Wade played at a not only frenetic pace, but he also played at an all-time great pace. And Shaq was triple teamed in the playoff in the finals. But let's not leave out the fact that it wasn't duplicated. They got mopped in round one. four straight by the Chicago Bulls the next year. They got swept out of the playoffs by an inferior team with the same crew that they had. They were clearly an overrated champion. They weren't one of the all-time greats. I thought that they did a good job, but they definitely overrated.
Rezo, your time starts when you do.
I'm going to take the 13 Heat. I think they have the best player in its peak, and then everyone beside them isn't that good. D Wade at this point, who's the second best player on the team, his knees were basically gone. If you want to talk about Chill's point was what did they do after? That has nothing to do with what they did in that championship year. The 06 Heat had Shaq, who was still a good player, D Wade, who was a superstar level. I think the combination of that duo was just better than anything Miami had in 2013 at that point, as well as the 2013 he got smacked the next year, had the biggest blowout against the Spurs. So it goes to your point of they did very bad after that when they got blown out. I think that the Heat overall weren't nearly as good as a 12 team. D Wade took a huge regression backwards. They were really just carried by Bron. And the fact that you had D Wade, who was a superstar like Bron, and also Shaq even though Shaq wasn't scoring, his gravity was still way higher than anything D Wade was. So the combination of those two players, I think, is just too much for the.
Okay, so apparently 2 of the 3 Heat championships are just overrated, since both answers were Miami Heat related. So sorry, Heat fans, you might not want to hear that, but your chips do not get any respect. But let's see which one made the better argument for their championship team being more overrated. The votes are on their way in. 06 Heat versus 2013. Waiting for a couple more. We'll have the results with you very shortly. If Chill wins, he gets his team on the board. If Rezo wins, it's 4-0. But he does have his team on the board. It is
not getting swept. We're not getting swept.
Yeah,
no, that's not happening.
3-1.
No, we're not getting swept.
Chill has got his team on the board.
Not getting swept.
And sticking with the finals theme, this question, Chill will go first once again.
Sure.
Which singular finals run was the most impactful for a player's legacy? Chill, the time starts when you do.
There's a bunch of different legacies that were impacted in the NBA finals. Kobe Bryant in 2010 when he ended up winning it back-to-back and beating that Boston Celtics team. Dirk Nowitzki in 2011, what he did with that Dallas Maverick team, that was absolutely incredible. But I don't think that there's anybody's legacy that was impacted more than the Hakeem Olajuwon in 1995. This is a team that was the 6th seed in 1995, which how many teams in NBA history are the 6th seed and won the NBA championship? That's how many. None. So with that being said, they actually were under 500. They were under 500 after the trade for Clyde Drexler. They beat Karl Malone and John Stockton in the first round. This is a 55-win team. Ran up against this Charles Barkley league MVP Phoenix Suns team, and they were down 3-1, came back and beat them. And who's waiting for him? The league MVP and David Robinson, who he completely destroys in that series. And then who's waiting for him? A bunch of kids in Orlando, and he absolutely averages 33 and 12 against Shaquille O'Neal and becomes the all-time leading playoff scorer in NBA history, which he broke his.
I'm telling you, your time starts when you do.
All right, so I think the easy answer, you have to go the 2011 Mavericks with Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, I know that was one of the greatest finals runs that we know of all time, but let's be honest. If Dirk never wins that championship, the way that some of y'all talk about Dirk would not be to the level that it is. I know most people have Dirk as a top 20 player in NBA history. Because of that championship, we know championships and awards play a big narrative into like how you view a player. Not for everybody, but I think for his specific case, him losing to Wade in 06 and then coming back and being able to have this generational run, it made people realize like, oh, Dirk Nowitzki is one of those guys. We know, let's be honest, a lot of people, long time when you don't win, people kind of try to forget about you. You see how people do with Karl Malone. You see how people do with some other players in history that haven't won, like James Harden. Sometimes when you don't win that ultimate championship, people don't bring your legacy to the level that it really should be.
Dirk Nowitzki and the 2011 Mavericks versus Hakeem Olajuwon and the 1995 Rockets. 2 very good arguments, 2 very good debaters. Let's see who the judges go with. I will say, Emto, you're doing a very good job today. Chill, you're putting on for your team at a very high level as well. I think we are seeing some high-level debaters today. This is very impressive.
Yes,
the
sir.
votes are on their way in. Let's see where the judges go.
And tell me to compel an argument, but
he absolutely did. But
Yes,
let's
he did.
see. The judges' votes are on their way in. Let's see where they go.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting for a couple more seconds. And we have Dirk Nowitzki's championship run prevailing. That puts Swiper's team up 4-1. MTEL continues his hot streak.
That was a great debate.
Very good debate. Unlucky Chill, you will be replaced. The next person up is Domo. No pressure, but your next person up is Dion, not Domo. Okay. Welcome back, Dion. You will be going first, Dion, as your team is behind. The question is Draymond Green versus Dennis Rodman. Who is the better defender? The time starts when you do, Dion.
I mean, I think it's a no-brainer. It's Draymond Green. He can guard all 5 positions better. He can guard the center position better. He can guard the point guard. He's a better communicator. If you just look at even just the framework, him sitting at 6'6", it gives him a little bit more strength. And Dennis, for his time period, he was guarding guys, not that many, 3-point shooters, not that many, capability guys on offense, compared to Draymond, what he's dealing with now. You'll see Draymond, he'll go and guard Kyrie Irving, go guard Bron, and then he'll switch around guard AD, and then you see him the other day, he was checking Wemby. Bro, I seen a 6'6" Draymond Green get a block on, like we said, an alien and Wemby, 7'6". So to me personally, I think Draymond Green, can get it done a lot more on the defensive end compared to Dennis Rodman. Now, Dennis Rodman, great rebounder, excellent rebounder. But when you talk about guarding all 5 positions and shutting down defense with best defense led, it's Draymond Green.
The time will start when you do.
Okay, so obviously, even this is my actual answer. I do have Rodman in this conversation. The reason so is because we know with Draymond Green, Draymond has been more antics than defense in some situations. Not saying he's not a great defender, but I think his antics has gotten him through a lot more situations. And we know Draymond up here, he tends to fail you on the court. What he likes to do is beg. He basically baits the refs to call fouls. He baits the refs to be able to call techs. That they don't give him the text that he should get. A lot of these games that he plays, he really should be getting out of the game. He's kicking people in their nuts. He's over there body slamming people. He's stepping people on their chest. Honestly, his defense sometimes is like, yes, it's great, but honestly, there's a lot of games he just shouldn't have been making it through the games. If we're being honest, if he didn't have the protection of the refs, he would honestly be, JJJ, how JJJ be fouling. Dennis Rodman has always honestly been a better defender. He's a better rebounder. He was more impactful and he led to 2 3-peats.
Dennis Rodman versus Draymond Green. Dion versus MTEL. Team Chill versus Team Swiper. The votes are coming in currently. Wait, bear with me. Okay, a couple more votes on the way. If Dion wins this, it will be 4-2. If MTEL wins this, it will be 5-1. Dion has made it 4-2. It is Chill's team 2, Swiper's team 4. Swiper is now on the clock. Dion will once again start as his team is down. The question is, if you need a 50-point game against the Thunder, which player would you call upon? Dion, the time starts when you do.
I think I'm gonna go with Curry, man. I think Curry had like a 50 ball, even close to it against OKC. I think his game style, compared to anybody else when it comes to OKC, it fits the best. I know they got a lot of, wing defenders and stuff over there, but a lot of guys don't want to guard up from 45 feet, And surprisingly, even though the Warriors suck, they've had a lot of success against OKC defense, when it comes to their offense. And Stephen Curry's a perfect player. He can really stress the defense. He's the type of guy to get, that type of defense confused, because there's no coach, there's no set that can help you, when Curry's shooting from Disneyland, So I feel like Curry can still get to the rim. He can still draw fouls, very efficient. And this is a defense that usually chain together, they fill out slots. So I'm going to need a guy that's going to really confuse them, spread them out, get a lot of guys backdooring. I got Stephen Curry. I think Curry, can drop 50 ball easy on that squad.
Sniper, time starts when you do.
Yeah, we just saw this last year. Nikola Jokic had 46 points versus the OKC Thunder in the NBA playoffs and 44 points against the OKC Thunder in the NBA playoffs. He had 5 of the 7 best scoring performances versus the OKC Thunder last year in the NBA playoffs and the regular season. So if you're talking about getting 50, I'm going to choose the person who scored the only 2 40 balls OKC allowed the entire season last year were from Nikola Jokic. And both of them, when they had weeks to game plan to get ready for Joker, both in game 5 and in game 1. And how good was game 1? Let me tell you how good game 1 was. In game 1, Jokic had 18 points in the 4th quarter versus the OKC Thunder in a win that they won with a game-winning shot from Aaron Gordon. And in game 5, he had 15 points for 44 points versus the OKC Thunder. He has shown he has the best ability to score versus the best defense we've ever seen currently of anybody in the NBA, and it's already been done on paper and in real life.
Steph Curry versus Nikola Jokic. The judges' votes are coming in. Who do the chat think won? If Swiper wins, it will be 5-2. If Dion wins, it will be 4-3. Some votes are in. Let's wait a couple more seconds to see who ultimately does come out on top. I think both of you guys did make some interesting arguments. Okay, is that it with the votes? It is, and Nikola Jokic prevails. That makes it 5-2, Team Swiper on top. That means we will get the next candidate from Team Chill, whoever that may be. Okay, this time is Doma. Okay, welcome, Doma. Okay, the question we'll have for you, and you will start. Who is the better point guard, John Stockton or Isaiah Thomas? Time starts when you do.
Okay, who's the better point guard? Well, y'all know me. I'm Mr. True Point Guard, and it goes no further than the most disrespected point guard of all time, John Stockton. When you're talking about the guy that has the most assists in league history, you're talking about a guy that is the true epitome of what a point guard was at one time and should be now. A guy that's looking to do things for their team, set their teammates up, table set, be a floor raiser, and a guy that was sneakily good shooting the ball and could score. Kind of in the Steve Nash sense where it was an underrated facet of his game that people didn't really look into or take serious. Also, his defense was phenomenal. We cannot forget the defense that John Stockton was able to provide on the perimeter, mentioned by guys like Gary Payton and other guards of his time. He was a guy that can really sit there, lock in with them thick thighs and calves that they talk about John Stockton had all the time. I genuinely cannot think of what a point guard should be and not imagine the face of John Stockton. Easy. I have 10 seconds, Swipe. I just want to say, you guys are doing a really good job up here debating, making some good arguments, making some good points, but y'all should be losing right now. This is insane to me. There we go.
Swiper, your time starts when you do.
I appreciate that, but the reason Isaiah Thomas was able to beat the Chicago Bulls in back-to-back seasons and back-to-back playoffs and Eastern Conference Finals is because he was the first level of a modern point guard we had seen that was a score-first guard that could get to any spot on the floor, whether it be to the rim, to the free throw line, or be able to step back and hit a jumper. And the issue is John Stockton, he never was able to translate his ability to play make and score in the regular season to the playoffs versus high-leverage teams to the degree that he needed to. And how do you know that SGA is the first player we've seen be on a defensive slanted lineup to play this well as an on-ball scoring guard? Isaiah Thomas was the first iteration of what you're seeing with SGA in the late 1980s. Why do I tell you that? Because he had Joe Dumars, and they had a host of defenders around him, and with that roster, they were able to go to back-to-back championship and win championship off the back of his scoring, not just a team defense. In the late-game situation, it was Isaiah Thomas, and on top of that, he was the best and only playmaker that they had on the roster to get everybody else involved, and it's because of Isaiah Thomas and his overall offensive prowess that they won both of those NBA titles.
John Stockton versus Isaiah Thomas, two people who weren't alive to see either one of them in their prime. That's what the PCL is all about. Who made the better argument? That's for the judges to decide. I think both of you guys did a good job. The votes are on their way in. Let's see who the judges decide to go with. Also, Domo, nice of you to be all kind and, well, backhandedly kind, but we'll take it. Complimenting Swiper's team for their performance while hating on the judges. Good work.
Oh yeah, man. No issue, man. No need to provide word salad. I got my
Yeah,
point
well,
out there.
that may have hurt your team because you lost. So maybe the judges are mad at you. Who knows? But Swiper did win. That does make it 6-2 overall. So now we are looking at Akil versus Swiper. Akil needs. Okay, not Akil versus Swiper. Chill versus Swiper. Okay. Welcome back, Chill. The question we will have.
Akil is back, by the way. It's just if you didn't want to, reference on you.
Okay,
Yeah,
Akil versus Swiper part 2. Akil versus Swiper part 2. This question is going to be: who is the better center, David Robinson or Moses Malone? Akil, you will go first, and the time starts when you do.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with David Robinson. I know Moses Malone has the MVPs and championship and everything, but I do prefer playing against better competition. Especially in your position. David Robinson playing against Hakeem, Shaq, Patrick Ewing, Alonzo Mourning, all these big name centers in the top 20, 25 discussion of all time. So I do value more competition rather than what Moses Malone played. He did have Dr. J on his team, who I'm not saying that Dr. J carried Moses Malone whatsoever, but he did have a lot of help on his championship ring in Philadelphia. As far as his rebounding, very overrated. Most of his rebounds are the, Andre Drummond rebounds where you miss your layup, you get your rebound, miss your layup, get your rebound, inflated stats, in my opinion. I value more of a paint presence. David Robinson's a far better defender than Moses Malone, better scorer than Moses Malone. Rebounding, like I said, Moses Malone has it, but David Robinson is 7'2", and then Moses Malone is 6'10", 6'11". So, and David Robinson is built like.
Swiper, your time starts when you do.
This is simple as Moses Malone, and let me tell you why. Because in 1983, when they won the NBA title, he was in a league with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Larry Bird, Dr. J, all getting ready to be in their prime or near the end with Kareem, and he was the best player in the sport. You don't win 3 MVPs by accident. He led them to one of the greatest title runs in the history of the sport. He was a consistent 20-20 player through multiple playoff runs, and people bring up the 83 team. People forget, prior to that, when he had a decimated team with injuries, he still carried them deep into the playoff off the back of really good scoring performances. A lot of the stuff about his rebounding has been jazzed up narratives, because the issue is, even without the offensive rebounding off his self-make, he is in the conversation for the best defensive rebounder we've ever seen, while being one of the best paint scorers of his era at the same time. And then doing this, you play in a league with other superstars, and these other superstars are acknowledging there's nothing they can do to you to defend you inside the paint. He was the best player in the world for at least a run in the middle of the 1980s.
David Robinson versus Moses Malone. Real good conversations here. 2 really good arguments. 2 really good, in my opinion, underrated centers historically. 2 really good arguments. Team Chill is currently down 6-2, but they can close the gap with an Akil win here. Swiper can widen the gap with a win for his team. Let's see who the judges are going to go with. I do think we're getting to a point where I think you guys might be impressed by some people's ability to make up arguments on the fly. I think this is a real testament to some people's NBA basketball knowledge. I think people are doing a really, really good job. So credit to everyone involved. Shout out to Rui Hachimura. I think everyone's doing a really good job. The votes are in, and Moses Malone has prevailed. That does make it 7-2 to Team Swiper. Team Chill, you guys need to pick it up. That does start with Chill against Real Talk, the matchup you were seeking earlier. It is here now that Swiper has won 3 straight. So it's now here. Chill will go first. And the question I'm going to ask you guys, what is more valuable, on-ball or off-ball defense? Chill, the time starts when you do.
Well, off-ball defense is your secondary defense. You have to stop the ball when the ball's in front of you. That's fundamental defense. The first part of fundamental defense is do not leave the basketball when the ball is in front of you. The guys behind you, these are the guys who are the secondary defenders who are here to help. When I am on the basketball, I have to deal with the basketball right in front of me, whether it's getting downhill, whether it's a guy on the box that's trying to go to work on me. I have to deal with him. If I leave him, immediately what's going to happen is he's going to go to the basket, or he has an advantage because he's open. If I'm off ball, I'm here to help you when you are in front of the basketball. And if I'm in front of the basketball, I definitely want to stay in front of you. I definitely want to keep you at one side of the floor, and I want to keep you away from the basket. When you don't have the basketball, I can concentrate more, not just on my guy that I'm dealing with, but I can also concentrate on the ball, because again, what we're out here doing is we want to know where the basketball is. And if the ball is with your man and in front of you, you have to concentrate on the ball.
Real talk, your time starts when you do.
So it's quite obviously off-ball defense. I do think that on-ball defense is maybe even the harder thing to do. But when it comes to value and impact on the defensive side of the ball, off-ball defense clears. You know what rim protection is, Chill?
Yes, sir.
Off-ball defense. You know, the best defenders ever, a lot of them are rim protectors, not due to their post scoring, but due to their rim protection, which is off-ball defense. You know, you want to know how OKC is such a great defense? Not only do they have great point of attack defenders, and they do stay in front of the ball, Chill. Yes, you know what they also do more than anybody? Gap help. You know what gap help is, Chill? Off-ball defense. You know also what they also do better than everybody else in the league? Rotate defensively and make crisp closeouts. You know what that is? Off-ball defense. So again, off-ball defense can provide help for a bad on-ball defender, as we saw in 24 for Luka Doncic, and it's more valuable due to the rim protection.
On-ball versus off-ball defense. Two really, really good arguments. Let's see who the judges go with on that one. To remind everyone of the scores, it is currently 7-2 to Team Swiper. They are currently up by a big margin, but can Chill help his team close the gap? We are waiting on a couple more votes. Shout out to everyone watching, by the way. We've got over 1,000 people in here. Shout out to everyone who's watching the PCL live debates. Shout out to Chill bringing his boxing gloves. He's ready. Real talk. This will be, if you win this will be your 4th straight win. And I can confirm it is your 4th straight win. Off-ball defense has prevailed. It is now 8-2 to Team Swiper. Can Dion come in and save the day? We're about to find out. The next question will be, with Dion going first, who is the better player, Giannis or Kevin Garnett? Dion, the time starts when you do.
It's Giannis. I think that's very clear. That is Giannis. He's accomplished more than what KG have done at their peak. We're talking about a guy that's, not only won MVP, Defensive Player of the Year at the same exact year, and then just a phenomenal finals run. He outperformed KG in the finals by a landslide. When Giannis won his championship, he was clearly the best player on his team, not even remotely close. And when KG won, he had other guys, winning finals MVP. And Giannis, is sadly inside of this era where it's literally just a lot of, amazing basketball players averaging insane numbers, but Giannis in any other era, he'll really be considered the best player in the world by a large margin. 30 points, 11 rebounds, great playmaker. He's asked to do more for his team. It's close in their prime, but I think Giannis is asked to do more. He has a bigger load to do more on a given night, and he has a better peak in prime.
Real talk, time starts when you do.
Although I do love my good brother Giannis Antetokounmpo, he is not a better basketball player than Kevin Garnett. Dion, I thank you for reading off Giannis's basketball reference page, but this is about who's a better player. The better player is Kevin Garnett. Why? Because as great as Giannis was at his peak or any point of his time defensively, KG is better. Also, KG is a more versatile scorer and offensive player on the offensive end. He can shoot the mid-range. He has a real mid-range shot, unlike Giannis with the fake one. He can actually shoot free throws, unlike Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis also has series, mind you, that building a wall and simply doing that causes his offensive value to dip off tremendously. So the brother can't shoot. He can't hit free throws. He's a worse defender. And if I were to import KG into this version of basketball, he'd be a better player than Giannis because of the versatility as well.
Giannis versus KG, two all-time power forwards. We're gonna find out who the judges think made a better argument for their guy. Will that be Dion helping Team Chill, or will that be Real Talk getting his team one step closer to being the best team of the bunch? Some votes are in, waiting for a couple more. We'll see just who the judges end up going with. Also, by the way, good job, guys. I'm trying to be positive. Good vibes. KG won. There you go. KG has prevailed. It is now 9-2. Real Talk, if you win this next one, it will be your third one, so you won't be able to close it out, but you will get your team one win away from victory. And the question that is going to be for you to do that is, who is the better player today? Tyrese Maxey or Cade Cunningham? Domo will start, and the time will begin when he does.
I'm glad I'm able to go first. I'm glad my opponent brought up Basketball Reference, where in his glasses we can see the reflection of Basketball Reference up on his screen. Cade Cunningham is easily the better player because there are two sides of basketball. Yes, Maxey definitely has a tremendously great rise and jump this year when it comes to offense, but defensively, the consistency from a Cade Cunningham is what puts him over the edge. Cade Cunningham can easily produce on the same level as a Tyrese Maxey any given night. Any given night, Cade can give you 40 points while being the number one playmaker on the team and while being the best guard defender for his squad, depending on if a certain Thompson twin is on the court or not. I think that is something that definitely should be brought up into these conversations of who better. Too many people go out there and just think offense. Let's get the defensive ratings out here. Let's bring up the defense talk. Mind you, I still haven't said a stat because I don't need to look at Basketball Reference when I'm talking about basketball in these debates and in this fashion. Shout out Cade Cunningham. We was there when y'all won 2 of 26 games, and I told him you weren't really that bad.
Real Talk, your time starts when you do.
Right. So I don't have to bring up any stats to also acknowledge the fact that this Detroit Piston team were winning games when Cade Cunningham was sitting out because he shot the ball 849 times and hit 9 of them in a double overtime game. So that's not bringing up a stat. That's reality. Also, the reality is that this team falls off a cliff offensively when Tyrese Maxey is not on the court. Tyrese Maxey is right now one of the best volume scorers, not only right now, but as a guard we've seen in quite some time, and just had a 54 McNugget last night. This Sixer team is riding on the back of Tyrese Maxey because he is now, wait for it, the best player on the team. They found a player they can move on from Joel Embiid with in Tyrese Maxey, because he's not only scoring the ball at a proficient rate, he's also a better passer and playmaker now, and he's not a negative defensively.
Tyrese Maxey versus Cade Cunningham, and both guys are trying to deny their use of stats. Very interesting. I know Domo may not be the stats guy, but Real Talk, I know you are spreadsheets FC.
He was just up there lying on stage, man.
But it's okay. It's okay. The judges will come to their conclusion.
Just out here lying on stage, man. Better passer and playmaker, Tyrese Maxey. We just lying openly on stage, trying to make it sound good. I guess.
Tyrese's not a better passer and playmaker this year.
No,
he's better than his former self for sure. But the judges.
That's what I'm saying. Did his former
self? It could be interpreted as you saying he's better than Cade.
No, I wasn't saying he's better than Cade.
Yeah, well, it's too late now. We'll see what the judges ultimately came up with. I will say that I do believe the judges are coming to a conclusion, and they have the answer is going to be Real Talk going up 10-2. You are now gone. However, you have won 3 straight. So
I know that's what, like 9 in a row. Good grief.
We don't care. Akil, you have to keep your team alive. There's no pressure. You have to keep your team alive. Rezel, you can win it for your team.
Cannot hear.
Here. Oh, he can't hear. Okay, he's not even trying to keep his team alive. Chill, your team is falling apart as we speak. No pressure, but we are going to go with you, Chill, unless Akil can make it back in the nick of time.
Mm-hmm.
In the nick of time. Okay, hello, guys. I'm back. What are we doing? Akil, are you with us? Can you hear us?
I can't hear. It sounds...
So the answer to the biggest choke in NBA history was actually a kill, guys. It wasn't Doc Rivers or Karl Malone. It was actually a kill. But Rezel, let's see if you can win it for your team. The question is going to be John Stockton versus Chris Paul. Who is the better point guard player? Chill, the time will start when you do.
I still stand on it. I say it's John Stockton. I think he's the consummate lead guard. He is one of the most efficient lead guards that you'll ever seen. He's had an assist to turnover ratio of 3-1 for his career. He had the highest assist to turnover ratio as far as I can remember from 1989 to 1991, which was a 3-year stretch, which was a 6-to-1 assist to turnover ratio where he averaged 17 points on ridiculous efficiency. He's been an all-league guard. He's been an all-league defender. He was elite on the defensive side of the ball, had a money mid-range game. Not only did he have a money mid-range game, he was really efficient at twos because he could get to the rim with the best of them. He made his point of getting to the rim, but also getting guys involved. He had great players like Jeff Malone. He had great players like Karl Malone, getting those guys involved in the game and was consistently winning, going deep into the playoffs where they ended up in 5 Western Conference championships in 7 years. That had a lot to do with John Stockton's ability to score. That had a lot to do with his ability to defend, and had a lot to do with his ability to man the team.
So the time starts when you do. We can't hear you.
I think Chris Paul's better at everything John Stockton did. When you're talking about scoring, John Stockton never hit the scoring peaks that Chris Paul did, especially in the playoffs. His efficiency dropped in that sense. As far as a defender, I think Chris Paul was a better defender at his peak. He was a better athlete. I think he had a stronger base, so he could just stay in front of people better. Talking about turnover ratio, Chris Paul's called the point guard for a reason. Even if John Stockton has a 0.2 higher assist to turnover ratio, no one ever thinks Chris Paul is bad at decision making or turnovers. He's one of the most efficient players at that. Also, I think John Stockton relied on a system way more than Chris Paul. Every team Chris Paul's gone to, he's been an MVP candidate. He carried OKC to the playoffs with a baby Shea. He made the Suns team, which the year before was trash, to the finals. Every stop Chris Paul has gone to, he's made their team exponentially better. John Stockton has stayed in one system where that's where he's guarded most of his stats. It doesn't matter what system Chris Paul is in. He is
the system. Interesting way to end that there. Chill, were you able to keep your team alive? That will be the question. Has Rezel won it for Team Swiper? The judges' votes are on their way in. We will see ultimately what they've decided. I will say we are approaching 3 hours, and I think we've had some amazing debates today. I think this has been a really, really good start to PCL Season 3. Well done to everyone who's been involved. I think all of you guys have done a really good job. Well done to me hosting. I think I've done amazing. And let's see what the judges ultimately have come to. And okay, that does it. Chill, your team has lost. And in spectacular fashion, Rezel has won it for his team. His hand is out, Rezel. It's time to shake his hand. There you go. There you go. Good sportsmanship, guys. 11-2 Team Swiper has prevailed. Congratulations to Team Swiper. A really dominant finals performance, looking like the 2018 Warriors. Congratulations. Real Talk went undefeated in the finals. Are you a playoff riser, Real Talk? Is that what I'm hearing?
I mean, apparently, you know what I'm saying? I started off shaky.
Ron, get your ass out of here, Ron. Bye, Ron. Bye. Go.
Oh, hey, remember I was salty like.
No, get out of here.
Thank you. So back to the victors. Started off a little shaky there. Ron definitely paid off a judge to beat me in that Hakeem Wemby debate, but fair enough. I regrouped, got myself together, and then I went on a tremendous run. But before then, shouts out, because I already knew, swiping me and him, we do this. Shouts out to my boy MTEL in that first round, setting the tone for the team and getting us right, man. MTEL came in strong, 3 in a row, and since then we have been steamrolling you niggas. My goodness.
What am I still doing up here?
And by the way, Rezel.
You're the spokesperson for your team that lost.
I feel like I'm the loser on the stage at the trophy.
Yeah, but you did.
No, but Jerry West got his Finals MVP in '69.
Yeah, y'all did well. I will say, Rezel. Steve Kerr won the game for the Bulls. So you won the game, you won the series. So you did what you're supposed to. I don't think your topics were a little tough too. But I will say that. I don't know. I think I lost one on the Evan Mobley one or whatever, but Yeah, this is the thing. When you strategize, putting Real Talk in the front and then putting now MTEL and Redzo in the middle and then me on the other end, I mean, that because it went 3-0, battle, 3-0, 3-0, battle. Like, you know what I mean? It was,
I 100% disagree with all
that's
what
tough.
happened, so I disagree.
Dion, you did a great job. And I'm not going to say. I want to say.
GG's, bro. I think
Damo did a great job. Dion, you did a great job. Ron, you did a great job. I think, look, I'm going to say this. The only person that used antics and crowd noise was Ron. Ron didn't even come in here with the intent to debate. He came in here trying to use, like, props and fire and robots and all that other kind of stuff to try to win. Everybody else stood in the gap and actually debated. Now, I will say, I thought it got close, Damo, on your group in the first round. Because when you sold on the which one did you use after the Rui statement? After he did that LaMelo. When you did that, I thought y'all was gonna lose. I thought they were about to come back and beat y'all, bro. I said no way. No, because remember it got close. What would it get to 7-8, 8-8?
Yeah, it was 8-6 or whatever. You got like 8-6, and then come on, man, your boy gamed it. It's okay.
Real talk. That off the ball argument
was malarkey.
That was a. I thought that. I don't know, man. I thought that was a shot to the ribs. Bro. I was like,
gap rotations off ball.
That was definitely a shot to the ribs. But I thought I hit him with a right hook.
You definitely. Hey, I
thought I hit him with a right hook. Yeah, I thought I hit him with a right hook.
I knew I had to come with a good rebuttal. You know what I'm saying?
I thought I hit him with a right hook with that on the ball.
Shout out to all y'all, man. Shout out to all y'all, man.
Leaving the basketball is the worst thing to do when you're a defender. Don't leave the ball. What are you doing? So I thought I hit you with a right cross with that. But when you said that off the ball gap, and I was like, oh my goodness. And I'm glad the bell rung because I might have got dropped with that one.
Yo, fellas, I know y'all been up here for a long time. I do want to send all my congrats to Team Swiper, MTEL, Real Talk, Rez. You guys cooked. Team Chill, y'all did y'all thing in the finals too. Unfortunately, Team Swiper, I don't know what Swiper has over the judges, but we'll talk about that on Monday next week.
We're done. Real Talk. We're gracious winners. We're gracious winners.
No judges.
You're right.
You're right. No rig judges. W judges, man.
I'll save that for Monday. But I do want to say this though. You guys will be back next Friday. It will be a completely different format, though. We'll get back to the regular PCL format where you have 3 topics and you get 3 rounds within each topic. I don't remember what everybody scored, but this is what the matchup's going to be. I'm going to go back and I'm going to tally everybody's points from Team Swiper. The person who scored the most for Team Swiper is the 1 seed. The person who scored the less is the 4 seed. The 1 seed will battle the 4 seed. The 2 seed will battle the 3 seed, and we'll just move on from there. So we'll know on Monday. We'll put out a post.
Real Talk. You know how many you won?
We'll do all of that. I think you won.
He won the most
because you.
Yeah, I didn't lose except for one, and that was
I think I lost twice in the first.
Nah, you suck. Friends
y'all
turn
all
enemies.
Scored, right?
Friends,
y'all all scored, right?
No, but I'll tell you what. This is why, and Ron,
this
is why the format was so good this time. And because first off, the round robin was great, but this is why this matters, because you get flustered on the topic. And Real Talk, you picked it up because I was hoping you was going to bring up the Jokic thing because I knew you could have won that. Like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Agendas go to the side when it comes to winning time.
Oh yeah,
sure. Yeah, it's winning time. Yeah, it's agendas to the side.
Yo, I'm out of here. I'll talk to y'all on Monday.
Yeah, get your ass out.
Yeah, well, anyway, it's time for me to get everyone out here. So yeah, get on my stage. Yeah,
appreciate y'all. Great job, y'all.
I'm the host now. Good work, guys. Yeah, bye. Okay, anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy round 1 of PCL season 3. We obviously saw Team Swiper win. We will now see them go against each other next week. So all this buddy stuff they just had going up on the stage, that's up now. They will be going against each other next week, competing, trying to see who's really about this, who's going to win the PCL. But until then, obviously subscribe to the channel. Chill with Chill should be tomorrow. Then obviously you got Press Box, and then you have the panel back on Monday where guys are going to complain about the judges. But anyway, I've been your host. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave comments on who you think should have won. Leave comments on some things you would like to see asked for next week's PCL questions. Maybe they will be featured. Who knows? But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Like the video, like the stream, all that good stuff. And we will see you when we see you. And goodbye, Dab.